Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Good morning.
You hear Gordon Lightfoot?
Yo.
I can't play it anymore, right? How long can we
Copyright.
play
That's
music on
correct.
YouTube?
Yep.
Not very.
Not very long.
Welcome to the show, everyone. Holy shit. The reason I'm playing the wreck of Edmund Fitzgerald is because I think this show is going to be bad.
Damn.
Not y'all's fault, my fault.
Do you know when that ship sank?
Because
I can tell you.
1970s?
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
76?
1975.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, not bad.
In Lake Superior
Yeah, dude.
is where it sank.
Huge swells.
Taking down everybody, all 29.
Damn.
I don't want to victim blame here, but I feel like the captain, there's some liability there.
Like, hey, y'all go. I'm good.
Well, no, they were just decisions that could have been made that, I was reading about it.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
I'm fresh to it. Like they could have driven elsewhere.
Yeah.
Away from the storm.
Yep. And it is Harbaugh's song.
Yeah.
So that reminds me, they could, clinch the playoffs this weekend?
Oh wow, already into the football.
Yeah,
No,
yes.
well, we'll get there in a second. I want to get through the Christmas first, but
Yeah.
it's on my mind because people at home, I am eyeing Chargers -4. I'm gonna do the tell. We got the gambling show in a little bit with Stanford Steve.
I'm on the other side.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so good, honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Underlined right here.
I don't know, man. Like,
It just creeps me out. But as you know from Christmas, I ain't seeing it.
oh, dude.
You were
As you-
4-1 last week.
Yeah, last
That was
week.
very good.
Thanks.
And you won Thursday Night Time Machine.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks.
As
Thanks.
you know from last night, I'm not seeing it.
Well,
That's a cover for, it's twice in a row. You're sitting there being like, hey, team that needs this game playing on the road against a team that is eliminated. You bet Tampa. You bet Seattle. Now, I didn't bet Seattle like I bet Tampa, but it was ugly, man. The Seahawks remind me, ironically, a little bit of the Steelers right now in their current form. It's just the offenses are all over the place. They rely on the big play.
hey, guess what?
What?
I think Zach Charbonnet might be the best player in football.
I know you love it.
I
Every
think
time he
no,
touches
it's
the
Kenneth
ball.
Walker. So I think it might just be those jerseys
you
and
do
somebody
like Kenneth
toting the
Walker.
rock.
Yeah.
But he was running hard.
Hard.
He was looking for contact.
Dude, he's a great back.
Yes.
I
Nice
mean,
little 1-2 punch if they can be healthy.
If they actually had an offensive line or
Yeah.
an identity.
Because the way they don't remind me of the Steelers is DK, JSN,
No, I understand. But I'm talking about the output
Lockett, Fant.
right now as a team.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
Fairweather.
Totally inconsistent. Pre-snap penalties, the whole thing. Gino gets down there, and it's like all you're thinking about is red zone INTs. Right now, Russ is doing the red zone INT thing. So he gets down there in the red zone, and they've got this brilliant first drive going, and you're like, hey, this is all it's going to take. And 3rd and 3 or whatever it is, he throws into a sea of bodies. It's like in Madden when I panic and I hit the square when it should be the circle.
Yep. Yep.
Like that's what he did. He threw it into 3 bodies. It's just become a thing.
Al Michael said something like there are tight windows and then there are
Windows with no glass.
right. So what
Meanwhile,
meanwhile it was right there. All he had to say was there are tight windows and then there are walls.
or there are windows that are closed.
And then people are hailing him this
Oh.
morning. Meanwhile, guys
Meanwhile-
not seeing it anymore.
Meanwhile, Caleb Williams is going to be a good player.
Okay.
I don't know if, there's a cynical take after last night because he doesn't hit every throw. But I knew that was going to happen. But he is doing the circus shit. He is doing the
USC.
snaps on the ground.
That was a nice
He
play.
picks it up, throws a dart. He's doing the 3rd and 14 thing.
But,
He's doing the callback touchdown thing, which was a fucking Mahomes-looking play.
yeah.
Just being honest. But he does a lot of,
He has to
subpar
just-
shit too.
He just has to get out of – he has to get the mindset that I can go down and take a 7-yard sack.
Just take a sack.
And it's okay.
But it's all there.
Oh, I feel like he has that mindset. There are a few just back-breaking sacks.
That's what I'm saying. And like the back-breaking ones, I feel like it's like oh, maybe I could spin out of this and throw the ball away, and then it goes from a 7-yard loss to a 14-yard loss.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And like you can't.
Yeah,
that's a drive.
Sure.
That's a drive killer.
To his credit, they're gonna punt anyways.
But he told his punter that he wasn't going to punt a lot.
And they said last night as he punted, they were like,
he's the MVP.
They were like, that's the 70th
4.
punt of the season.
And then he punted 7 more times.
Wow.
It's bad.
Puntathon.
Bad game.
Hold on now. All right. Now, people have been beating this drum. And
The bad game drum.
I'm fully on board now. It's time for the Chicago Bears to be great.
What does that mean?
I'm not a hater of Soldier Field like some of the others. Nate, you've played there. Maybe you can speak on it. I think the Bears should play in Soldier Field by the lake and be good. It has all the makings.
Yes.
All the makings.
Yes.
The unis,
I
the
agree.
history,
I agree.
the stadium,
The quarterback.
the weather,
That
now
feel-
the quarterback.
That field stole my ACL, though, so I kind of have
okay.
a little bit of a grudge.
That's fair. But you just see when you have 3 points in the third quarter, Kevin Warren's wife, her eyes are just fixed on the TV camera in the suite, waiting for them to go back and forth between
No, you can
Poles
put the
and
camera
Warren.
back on me. If Macon's been drinking this morning, I'm going to drink as well.
I'm drinking coffee.
I'm joking.
If
It's a good take.
her Mrs. Warren, presumably, I don't want to make any assumption, so I'll make a presumption that it's Mrs. Warren whose eyes are just locked on the camera because she knows her husband's about to be shown because they have 3 points again in the third quarter. Same with Ryan Poles. They start going back and forth. Poles, Warren, because they can't put points on the board.
You know who else was in that shot?
IYC,
Our old teammate,
Forgot, dude.
IYC.
who's doing great work,
He is.
who is doing fantastic work. But they need a little boost, probably in the form of
They need a
an
coordinator.
HC.
They need a dynamic coordinator head coach.
Yep.
They need to beef up the offensive line. In my opinion, those two things happen first. And it was one of the reasons that I was apprehensive about them bringing in the guy that they think is immediately going to look like Mahomes. You know, at times he does Mahomes-y things, but generally the guy struggles down in and down out because they're out of sync. You know, and the offensive line is part of that. Like, Noel, first position you would attack if you were IYC and Poles.
O-line all the way.
Yep.
Yeah, they need to fortify that front. And, yeah, I mean, Caleb's also not getting help from – I mean, we'll get into it, but the game management at the end there. I mean,
Terrible.
golly,
Timeouts.
awful.
Terrible.
They got the
So, yeah,
ball.
those are the two spots.
6
Dude,
minutes.
yeah, it's third and is it
Bob, yeah.
is 3rd and 10? And what do they take a shot?
Yeah.
Like, come on. Fuck, you're at the 40-yard line. Go to overtime.
Right.
You know? Unless you don't want guys getting hurt.
3rd and 10, Seattle 40,
You know what I mean?
26 seconds left.
Crazy.
And
So
and the timeouts, I mean, there are many strategic benefits to a timeout, but chief among them is that it stops the time on the clock from running down.
Yes,
They
dude.
burned two timeouts, and the clock was already stopped. The first was the reversal in the 4th down decision, opting to go for it on 4th and 5 after initially sending the punt unit out. And then that 2nd down after the 3rd and 14 Odunze completion, they couldn't get lined up, and you got to burn a timeout. Just
Can we
brutal.
put
And yeah,
this on the wall? There are many advantages of a timeout. Chief among them is actually stopping the
Number one.
clock, dude. I need that on a fucking plaque. That's great.
number one.
Yeah.
Taking the time out
Um,
of the equation.
As we gawk
Exactly.
at some of the bad football last night, how about the DK Metcalf getting not 1 but 2 dead ball fouls on the same fucking play?
Mm-hmm.
And they made it 2nd and 16.
We will only be enforcing one of them.
That was insane.
Yeah.
That dude, man, he's so talented. But it's like they're never on the same page, and he does shit like that. And who's going to control? Who's going to, like, literally, what wide receiver is going to walk up and be like, yo, bro, get it under control?
Tyler Lockett.
No. Lockett was on the field, though, talking to, what, DeMarcus
He was chatting.
Walker?
I forget who exactly it was. Yeah, he was chatting.
Walker had to say something really foul.
Yeah.
Because for him to go back out there during a dead ball and be like, hey, dude, come on. Like with the body language was like, come on, it was a little much. I wonder what he said. Fly on the wall. Nate,
Fly in the wall.
any guess?
Um,
Don't guess.
something to do with a female.
Yeah, don't guess.
Something to do with a female.
Ad read, saw you flashing one up.
BetMGM.
Okay, let's do it. I don't have one. Okay. BetMGM has made betting easy and seamless all season long. Hopefully, you've been able to pick up some plays from us to use on the BetMGM app. If you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code GREENLIGHT to get up to a $1,500 first bet offer on your first wager with BetMGM. And just a reminder, BetMGM's got your back with a second chance promotion all season long. BetMGM is offering you a second chance on your first touchdown bet. When you place a wager on a first touchdown scorer bet and he doesn't score first but scores second, BetMGM will return 100% of your stake back in cash. Be sure to take advantage of this offer, and remember, use bonus code GREENLIGHT when you sign up to get up to a $1,500 first bet offer on your first wager with BetMGM. Happy hunting.
When there is no touchdown at all,
Dang.
sorry about it.
Yeah, what happens then?
Well,
You win because you bet no touchdown.
Yeah.
if you bet no touchdown, you're in business.
Did you bet no touchdown last night?
Oh, bro, I wish. You know, I would have been grittying through this entire set.
You got to be careful at the direction at which you gritty.
Man, I just think
In the
about
words of Kevin O'Connell.
maybe I just want to do content like just what ifs.
Gritty
and
content?
Like, what if I bet this? What if I bet that? And
Yeah.
then like last night, like you always look at stuff and it's just like, a game would never fucking be that. And you look at totals and it's like,
Dude, I do that
it's-
all the time
it's
with
like-
touchdown bets.
No, exactly. Like
I'm like-
so it's like under 10 points. Last night, under 10 points. You look at that and you're just
Yeah, but
like,
just because you
yeah,
looked at
right.
it, but just because you looked at it, you want to give yourself credit after the fact and be like, "Yo, I knew that Worthy would score the first touchdown. I knew that.
Right.
Like I looked at it.
Bro, that's how I felt estimate. Bro, literally, the only reason why he got in is dude basically got concussed a play before, and he got in for one play and scored the first touchdown for the Broncos last week.
I quit the prop bets.
It's hard, right?
It is.
Yeah.
But back to the game here. Can you read me Seattle's playoff? I know they're 15% right now.
I have a question.
Right, because they have to beat the Rams, and they have to hope the Rams lose this weekend. So they have to first hope the Rams lose this weekend. They're laying 7, playing the Cardinals. Doesn't look likely. You figure that L.A. really wants – I mean, L.A. could basically have a bye.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And
They're going to play their best this weekend.
yeah, and they could even LA could get in with a win this weekend, and if 3.5 of 5 teams win. Let me find it.
Yes,
here,
I know. There's a list.
It's
Hold on.
the-
I think
yeah.
I have it. I have it in my notes. Hold on. Enhance. If the Rams win or tie, Cardinals, Minnesota, Buffalo, San Francisco, Washington, Cincy, Cleveland.
Yeah.
So 3.5 or more, which is the weirdest thing to fucking say, but that's how I read it too. Of those games, if 3.5.
Sounds like 4 or 5.
Yeah, or 3 teams in a tie.
People in the chat, we'll get there on this playoff scenario for the Seahawks, but basically they need a lot of help.
Yep.
If the Rams win this weekend, they need a lot of help. The Seahawks would need more than 3.5, so 4 or 5
Yes.
of those teams to lose. The Seahawks would need,
Yes.
and we're talking about teams like read it back one more time.
I think you're the one who read it.
You're right. Cardinals, Minnesota, Buffalo, San Francisco, Washington, Cincy, Cleveland.
Yeah.
They need 4 or more of those teams. Why'd they write it like that?
Yeah.
3.5.
Because it could be a tie.
Ah,
Here we
fucking
go.
weird.
Okay.
Here we go. Cards, Minnesota, Buffalo, San Francisco, Washington, Cincy, and Cleveland. So if you're a Seattle fan, you are pulling for
No,
a lot of those teams
I gotta
to
look
lose.
up. I gotta look up what game, if it tied, like would just like really mess everything up the most. And
Look it up.
and bet it.
look it up.
Let me ask you guys something.
Yeah.
When you hear fans chant "sell the team," like what do the fans think that would happen if they got that that grant. That
Well, first off, you don't chance sell the team to a rich guy. He's going to dig in more, right?
probably.
Isn't that like the worst thing you could do? Like if I wanted an owner to really sell a team, I would chant, keep the team. Keep the team, pussy. Something like that. You know what I mean? Next thing you know, guy sells the team. Rich guy don't want to do what the common man tells him to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you don't chant sell the team. They're not going to listen to you.
That's why the most effective chant last night was the guy screaming MVP for Tory Taylor. Like that sticks the knife in.
Yes.
A boo doesn't do anything.
No,
Going
no.
all in on MVP for the punter.
That's pretty damn
That's
good.
good stuff.
That's pretty damn good.
That
At least
is
they have a sense of humor. But anyways, we've got what do you want to do next, Cowboy?
Let's roll into those Wednesday games.
Ooh, the Wednesday,
Christmas
the Wednesday
action.
games.
Chiefs Steelers.
Can I pull back out?
Mm-hmm.
I love the product. We talk about the chow line. I'm good, I think, on Christmas.
Really?
I think so. Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday this week. That's a lot. Coming off a Monday. That's almost all of the days.
Well,
How dare you? We got Beyonce.
we did get Beyonce.
We got Beyonce.
Yeah.
We did get
What,
Beyonce.
what did y'all think of the Netflix production?
They did. I think they did an amazing job.
Really?
I thought it was a good production.
I thought it was solid. My parents remarked how they liked watching the games. They then told me about the games they watched. They were watching games from the previous week.
Yeah.
On their,
Oh, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Yep. Yeah.
You know, there's like a TikTok going around. You know, I see them all. Of this grandpa who's watching his son play his grandson play Madden, and thinks it's a real game.
Yeah.
He's just it's kind of like
We've
that.
been there.
Mm.
Kingston was in my basement when my dad came down one morning. Hey, Max, who's Florida playing? It's like, we got the sticks in our hands, Dad. Come on, man. They're not kicking off at 8:30.
I want to push back. I'll take a single window game anytime I can get it, where I can really focus on the game.
Fair enough.
Part of the problem, I guess, if you're a fan of one team, so it doesn't affect you the same way. So this is a little bit media bias. I like having one game to sink in and watch. Like, I enjoyed, as bad as those games were, sinking in and learning something about those two teams in a way that you don't have to go back and watch twice.
Yep. And take that, LeBron. You spoke too quick.
Christmas is the NBA's day. Christmas is Jesus' day, LeBron. I mean, talk about stepping in it. Am I right?
I don't know who tweeted. Somebody tweeted it out.
It's our day, though. It's the NFL's day.
Yeah.
Sorry. Like, we could put slop on TV, and I think people would rather watch that thing. And I like the NBA. I'll watch the NBA in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I think it's an amazing game.
That Lakers-Warriors game turned out to be tremendous
Yeah.
I bet it was.
because of the old
won?
heads. The Lakers.
I was up watching football highlights.
Steph, made like 7 crazy shots at the end to make it a one-possession game.
Yeah.
And then Austin Reeves, okey doke, hizzy, game winner,
Game winner.
layup. He's an under the rim sort of player.
Hey, can you make the temperature warmer?
White guy. The temperature warmer, huh?
Yeah.
You haven't gotten a workout in today?
No, I haven't. I really haven't.
Yeah.
No, I believe you.
No, you can check my aura ring,
Yeah.
you know?
My aura.
No, but it's just not the NBA's day. I mean, if you don't want, there's got to be football on Christmas.
and it's wild.
Some sort of football.
Well, next
I don't
year will
care
be all
if
right.
it's
Next
the
year's probably
Tax Slayer
Thursday.
Bowl. I want to see something.
Well, that's for sure.
And there were 2 great bowl games yesterday.
Hey, NBA, there were. Although I have a grievance to air.
Oh, really?
Yes. I guess I could do it right now.
I can't wait to hear it.
NBA, here you go. Here's Christmas Eve, little buddy.
Little
There was
buddy.
nothing on Christmas
Yeah.
Eve
Yeah, you're
Very
right.
true,
We'll take
buddy.
that.
except for
Yeah,
that
like that.
Hawaii Bowl.
That is very true.
All right, here's a grievance I have to air. College football overtime. Pitt and Toledo was a great
6
game.
of them.
And they're alternating 2-point conversions.
Right.
And the announcers are like, and we're going to the 5th overtime. Can you believe this? They're alternating 1 play apiece.
Yeah.
This is not like a
No,
proper overtime.
But the way they drag it out, though, the game ends up being 5 hours long.
Right. And it's supposed to be shorter and minimize injuries by getting it over quicker. So I propose, here's the overtime.
Well,
you can stick with
the
going
game's
from
in
the
Detroit,
25.
isn't
It is.
Yeah, which is an injury, like, that surface is the worst.
Yeah. Maybe
5
look
hours
into
on that
that.
surface.
All right. you get your shot as an offense.
Shout
the
out
next
LeBron.
offense,
LeBron Thomas Hennessy.
you can't end that possession the same way the first team ended the possession, okay? So if you go and score a touchdown, you can choose to either kick the extra point or go for 2
Right.
and get it or not. But if you kick the extra point and the second team comes and scores, they have to go for 2. So they're either winning it or losing it right there. Now, if you're the first team and go in and score and you go for 2 and don't get it, other team
Extra
goes and
point
scores extra point. They can do it. They win.
I hate that.
Are you serious?
No, it makes sense, but I hate it.
Okay.
Because I want to see 8 overtimes,
Okay. Then you're not going to like my second proposal.
which is don't do overtime.
Put 10 minutes on the clock and play regular football,
Right.
like is what the NFL
Which
is
sucks,
doing.
too. Did you see the way that playoff game ended with Mahomes and Josh Allen?
Yeah.
Coin flip.
So,
The funny
anyway.
thing about that game, I was in Greensboro, North Carolina, Christmas Eve. Me and my girl, we thought that maybe strip clubs would still be open on Christmas Eve, and it wasn't.
Naturally.
Oh, man.
So I'm thinking I'm gonna be able to sweat this San Jose State bet, like in the strip club, drink, whatever.
Booties.
Only thing that was open, I was in a karaoke bar sweating this 5-hour game.
So you had to go to a karaoke bar to watch this?
Like that was literally the only thing that was open that was serving drinks, like in the area.
Oh, okay. So I'll give you my YouTube TV login. Seriously.
No, like we wanted to go out. Like
Okay.
we had a babysitter, so
Yeah.
a free night. Like you don't want to waste it.
Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve. we hung out with the family all day, bro. We have a 15-month-year-old, bro. We were with the family the entire day. We did the family stuff. We had dinner,
It's not much of a manger scene going on over there.
and then we wanted to go out.
Let's go to the titty bar. I love you. You're the funniest motherfucker, dude. Oh, golly. That's good.
I lost the bet.
But the Chiefs are really good.
That line swung like 4 points.
Can we talk about the
Kickoff.
Chiefs?
The Chiefs are really good.
Dude, okay.
They're annoying.
I'm not annoyed because I don't hate the Chiefs. I just underestimated them. Like, I didn't underestimate them last year. I was right. This year, there was like a month where I was like, I don't know if they can win it. They can win it. They can do it. And I worry about defense, but in the new form this offense has taken, a month ago, the way their offense was playing, no. They moved Joe out to tackle. Pat's throwing darts. He's got the fastest release of the season this past weekend. 2-3. If you rush the passer for a living, you did.
Mm-hmm.
2-3 is like,
It's hard.
and if it's Mahomes throwing 2-3, you're fucked.
Mm-hmm.
And now Hollywood's back. Worthy he's full form. And Kelsey looks like he's been playing possum. They're just a possum playing ass team.
I think I said it and I thought it from the start or like the middle of the season. I think it's Andy Reid. I think he's like that good of a coach, and he's a good head guy in a sense. Like you're saying, he can see, even though they're winning, what the issues are with their team to improve, so that these other teams can't really get to the chinks in their armor.
Yeah.
And like before you can get to it, we're gonna cover it up so that it's not an issue. And I feel like you're saying, like we get annoyed that it's like, oh, they're winning by 1 point or they're just getting by, but a win's a win. It's hard to win in the NFL, and the fact that everyone just this whole year we think that they should be losing or they're not playing well enough to win. Here we are.
It really isn't the close games for me. It was the effort that it looked like it took to move the ball down the field, mixed with the fact the defense is not quite as good as last year.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, the defense was so good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the defense this year is pretty good. And to do what they did without Chris Jones, I want to give them a lot of credit. Dana stepped up, Karlaftis stepped up, McDuffie's forcing turnovers. Those are the things they're going to have to do, right?
Yep.
Now, I still think Pittsburgh, not a good barometer right now for offense.
Yeah.
Like, they're just not doing a good job. But you have to credit Kansas City a whole bunch. And they don't have to score 30 points to win. But if they can score 24, 27, that looks more like it for me. And, you take a little off the run game to put Joe out at tackle, and Pat's more protected. I think that's a big deal. So just impressive. Like, if this was part of the plan, I think they do everything on the fly. I think that's the thing about coaching a football team. It takes the whole year. Like, that's why Bill always said, like, real football starts after Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Part of that is because you don't really know what your team's going to look like.
Absolutely.
So now they know what their team looks like, minus, Rasheed Rice, minus some of the offensive linemen. Okay, maybe we have to move Joe out. It's going to change the way we run our offense.
Yep.
And now you have less tape of them in their current form.
Yep.
And it's scary because they got the fucking bye.
Exactly.
And next week's like a bye.
And with that being said,
one more thing.
Go ahead.
They're going to play Houston or Pittsburgh probably.
Exactly. So
it's gross. If you hate the Chiefs, it's gross. It's like, oh, again, I don't hate the Chiefs. This is going to be fun.
With all that being said, are you sitting Mahomes this week?
Week 18.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. I trust him enough. And also, not to be, because you don't want to do this in the playoffs, but you're playing Pittsburgh, who you just did that to, or Houston, who doesn't look like they can win football games right now. So,
do you rest the whole, like the rest of your starters as well?
No.
Is 2 weeks is?
I think the linemen need some reps. I think you might rest like Chris Jones, right? Give him like a series.
Yep.
If his calf is 100%, sure. If it's not, you rest him.
Does he have any incentives? Those guys.
Can you do the incentives right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if that makes a big difference.
Chiefs are using 2 tight ends a lot.
Do you think if you was on a winning team, Chris,
Yeah.
and like maybe you had you needed a half sack for what, like say like half a mil?
I want to play.
You would tell them like, hey, like if the coach came to you, hey Chris, like look, we know you got this half sack. You can take the day off, or we can give you a half to try to get this. But after the half, we're taking you out.
I'm
you
playing.
don't get you gonna.
I like playing anyways.
I feel you.
Shit, I actually had a lot of fun playing the time Bo and I joke about. We had to play a bunch of plays against Dallas like week 17, back when we played 17 weeks. And it was 0 degrees, and all the starters rested. But the rotational guys and nickel guys were playing.
Yep.
And I played probably almost 3 quarters.
Ugh.
And tackling Zeke, fitting up Jason Witten.
Nice.
And I had fun, but it's more like the inconvenience of not knowing.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing that bothers guys this week is like, if you don't tell me and you play games with me, because coaches will try to keep you engaged in their minds.
I feel like that's
which
fair.
is kind of bullshit.
No,
you think it's fair? I think it's bullshit.
Well, I think it's fair in the sense that like you don't want guys.
I'm engaged though. But I'm engaged anyways.
But some guys mentally, like say if you're on the Kansas City Chiefs and like you're about to get 2 weeks off if you're a starter,
right?
Like if you're letting guys know, it's like this week I might really be zoned out. Yeah. Like I might be there, but I'm zoned out. And realistically, you want to keep everyone's mind sharp, and I think that's why I kind of respect that a little bit more. Even if you feel like you're not going to play, just prepare like you're going to play, and then if you get the day off, it's perfect. It's just a day off. You rest your body, and you get ready for the next week.
Let me throw you a curveball. Mm-hmm. You tell me I'm not going to play. Okay. I might practice harder.
I agree. I agree.
Hey, listen, if I'm playing, it's week 17. I might put the governor on Wednesday. I might actually get some out of my reps, and that makes I know I have a rest.
And so that makes.
And so my thing is, everybody's different. You got to tell the older guys.
So I think
that you're not playing.
This is This is really big in house that people don't think about. But this is a big time for strength and conditioning coaches and what they're doing behind the scenes, just to make sure guys that aren't playing, that your legs are still fresh, or like you're still like moving, and you're just not really just.
It's a game within the game right now for organizations.
Because everyone's banged up, and it's like even if you do get this time off, a lot of guys are going to be doing rehab or maybe certain things that they don't have a chance to do when you only have a couple of days in between to get ready for a game. So
would you play?
I too love playing, so I would
Yeah.
play. Is there any worry about giving somebody a week off and then you're concerned about extracurriculars for some of the perhaps younger guys,
that's
like
what
That's
that's
like
what
it's,
I'm saying.
say, Christmas Eve at the titty bar, you know?
yeah, Christmas Eve at
Yeah.
the titty bar.
And that's
Yeah,
what
but
I'm
what
saying.
goes
That's why
wrong
I
at the titty bar on
respect.
Christmas Eve?
That's why I respect it. Is because if you keep guys in that mental state,
Yeah.
like you would think that they wouldn't be doing that. Maybe they already do that week to week, but
You don't have to worry about the quarterback, at least.
No.
Yeah.
No. Listen, I think they rest guys. I think they're good enough. You know, you worry about the rust.
Yes.
I think it's a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can remember playing for Bill. in
Rust
New
over
England
rest.
when I'm not used to having to, you know, like, hey, week 17, I'm playing. Usually it's in Seattle. We're eliminated. The other thing was like learning how to do this weird limbo week 17 thing where you're like, hey, you're playing a half or you're playing a quarter. Bill played us a whole half.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like he wanted to keep guys kind of in the groove. And there were some, you know, far away kind of circumstances that could lead to us losing a seed. But they had dissipated by the first quarter. And so we're sitting there in the second quarter, and I'm like, damn, how long? You know, like, but I had incentives.
But you know why,
So there's
though?
so many complicated factors for players and coaches.
Because Bill wants to know who's the real football guys. Like, I feel like a guy like Bill, in the back of his mind, he's like, I want to see who's cringing. Like, I'm gonna fucking take you guys out, but like, who's cringing like right now? Like, or who's really going out there like, hey, knowing they're about to get taken out and being like, let me get a sack before I come out. Or I feel like he's definitely that type of coach that pays attention to that.
Well, it kind of was, and Ryan Clark, you brought up Bill, made me think of Football Guy, which is an award on our show that he will not give to me. He just a grievance. He's given it to Ryan Clark 9 times, and me and Chad 5 and 4.
9 times.
9 times, Football Guy. And RC gets up and does a lap and screams for 2 minutes.
You never got it?
I've gotten it 4 times. Chad's
Okay.
gotten it 5 times. Ryan's gotten it 9 times. Okay? I think he donated to Bill's NIL fund. I really do. I think it's that kind of thing, honestly. And then my kids come to Inside the NFL yesterday because it's Christmas and we're up there seeing our in-laws, who got me a stoplight, by the way.
Yeah.
More on that in a minute.
Nice.
You're like, nice. Fuck. So I bring them to Inside the NFL, and you know, their big thing is like they scream at the TV. They're like, Bill, you know, like, what the heck, Belichick? You know, like, because Bill doesn't give me Football Guy, and they get really into it. Like, the last thing they say to me before I walk out the door every week is, Dad, I hope you win Football Guy. And I'm like, I don't care. Like, we just want to put on a good show. Okay, but they come to the show yesterday, and they're like, there's like an elevated viewing area. They got their Eagles jerseys on, Saquon. Luke's got Saquon. Waylon's got Lane. And they're watching Football Guy. And I mail it in. I don't really do a good job yesterday. And Bill gives it to Ryan, and me and Chad are distraught. And my kids are fucking pissed. My kids are pissed. Like, we got a picture with Bill, which was really great. It's definitely one for the wall. But they're kind of like the whole time, like, just there's an uneasy tension between them and Bill. it's like Bill knows and they know, and you know, we're taking the picture and Bill's like, everybody say Carolina on 3, and they're like, no.
Yeah. Fuck that.
Fuck that.
We gotta get like really close. We should get the seats right behind UNC's bench when they play UVA.
Yeah.
And have your kids all.
That's why I told him. I said, dude, we're getting
and just
like right
just
in the
troll
front row behind your bench. They're
Yep.
gonna be screaming at you, you asshole.
Try to distract
Seriously.
all his players so that he turns around and gets pissed off.
Yeah, no question. Like, he thinks I'm joking. I'm really gonna do that.
Oh,
When we go
Do
to
you think
when
Bill?
we go to UVA games, we'll sit in the stands.
Let's do it.
No, seriously, I'll take my kids. I like to sit in the upper deck sometimes
Bro,
because there's nobody in the upper deck.
there's
a
no
cool
one
view,
there.
too.
You have the whole upper deck. People are like paying money to be in suites, you know, and the whole thing. Like, you can be in the upper deck and see everything
Everything.
for nothing.
Be
At
alone with
UVA.
your thoughts for a little while.
You know where I sat one time in upper deck? near the opposing team's band. It's kind of the acoustics up there is kind of good. I forget who we were playing. I forget who we were playing, but it wasn't good because we were getting our ass whooped. So that band was
playing a lot.
It was active.
The next one again, like, so what it was, it reminded me of Bill and RC was on the show talking about Saturday, and really what Saturday was about was it was like two teams that are ascending at the right time and two teams that are kind of plummeting, and the Steelers being one of those teams. If we're talking about it from the other side, I just don't know how serious they are right now as far as like a team you take seriously in the playoffs. They're dropping coverages. It's like week, 17 or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like it is the end of the season. And it's to the point where guys are talking about it in the media after the game. And kind of, if I were to synthesize it into one statement, it's like Cam Hayward saying, hey, when we have 10 guys doing our jobs and one guy doesn't, like, well, that's what you see when you get an explosive in the NFL. Like what you're seeing usually is somebody not doing their job. Mm-hmm. Not to mention the fact they can't fall on a loose ball. There's a muff punt. Mm-hmm. Queen can't catch an interception. Yeah. They get a hold on a touchdown and it comes back and they throw a pick. And like, I don't know if that's wide receiver's fault or if that's Russ's fault, but right now the red zone shit coming up again, I just don't think, ironically, they'll probably play the Texans. And that's probably the only team I think they can beat in the AFC. Mm-hmm.
Well, their losses. They've just played Philly, Baltimore, Kansas City, scoring 13, 17, and 10 points.
They lost like 90-40. Did I read that right over that gauntlet?
Good news, bad news.
It's Philly, Baltimore.
They're really good teams.
Yeah.
So, all right, you get a little bit of a break. Bad news, you're going to be in the playoffs playing these teams.
What's Fields? Is Fields hurt? Is he hurt or?
Yes.
He's not available.
Torso related. I don't know what, ribs, something like that.
So like he's probably not going to be like available for the playoffs. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking that Tomlin, he has something up his sleeve, and we get to the playoffs and like they start doing the Taysom Hill and they have Justin Fields maybe like 10
to 12
plays for him, and like that can change a game if you really don't maybe have the rushing going.
To me, it's the complementary football aspect of it.
Yeah.
You see how the Chiefs are kind of rounding into form where they're like, okay, the defense isn't that. It's good, but it's not dominant. So the offense has got to giddy up a little bit. So they giddy up.
Yeah.
And, kind of like the sum of the parts equal a team that you think can do it. Mm-hmm. The Steelers, to me, like this defense would have to be dominant right now.
Yeah.
And the offense, if they're not going to be scoring a lot of points, cannot turn the ball over.
Yeah.
They're turning the ball over. Yeah. And defensively, like I said, they're dropping guys. I don't care if Joey Porter Jr. is healthy. Mm-hmm. The back end for them is kind of a liability.
Yeah. It sucks because I'm just thinking about that play by Russ, and if he doesn't fumble that ball, like the narrative of the Steelers right now, I feel like is completely different.
Right.
Like completely different. Even if that drive ends in a field goal.
Right.
Like you know what I'm saying? It's just the fact that
You're talking about Baltimore?
Oh, yeah. Like
things went south.
Like, yeah. Like that. And it's just like it's like, damn, we were just talking so good about them.
They need field flipping shots.
Yeah.
But then when they get down there, they stumble anyways. Mm-hmm. So anyways, the run game has not been great. It's been a couple times in 3 weeks that the opposing team said, hey, we're just going to throw the fucking ball and make you one-dimensional. And Philly came out of the gate and attacked that defense, which basically they run their shit. They're not like – it's not like there's exotic schemes or they're going to mix it up. They come out and they pepper them with the passing game. Philly.
Yeah.
And then, 2 weeks later, Mahomes and Kansas City, they were like, hey, on the road, we're going to go up. You could just tell they came out and said, we're gonna take control of this game. Mm-hmm. And you can do that right now the way defense is. But the Texans, man, damn, I feel bad about this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm one of those people that cursed them. Putting big expectations on them this year. Seriously. And, you couldn't have seen Diggs or Dell's injuries coming. But even with that, they're just really disappointing. And Stroud, who I love, and I think he's going to be a hell of a player, is not seeing it right now. And I don't blame him, right? A lot of it is the attrition of having guys on your legs the whole year, having people in your lap. but he's missing some easier throws. And really the biggest play of the game was Washington from the Ravens coming down and meeting Joe Mixon at the pylon to keep it at 10-2.
Yes.
After that, it was just like it was a beating.
Yeah.
That was their last chance. I just don't know. Again, it's one of these teams, probably to a greater degree than Pittsburgh. It's like, how do you win in the playoffs? Like, how does this team make noise in the playoffs? And maybe we should be focused on the Ravens and Lamar.
And like the same question about that is just like the Ravens. When y'all play like this, like how do you guys lose in the playoffs?
When they don't run the ball.
Like,
And
yeah.
I swear they won't make the same mistake this year.
I pray and I feel like year after year, like we see the Ravens just run all over teams, and the playoffs is just like, hey, we're going to trick this team. We got something new for them.
I don't think they're going to do it this year.
I hope not, bro.
No, they're not going to do it this year. That's why
Not this year.
you brought
Beat
in
'em.
Derrick Henry for a reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which, another thing is, like, he's gotten the rock a good bit this year. It's amazing, this guy,
Yeah.
that he never falls off a cliff.
But hey, like
At his size, at his age.
he talks about he had a plan. Like it seems like him as a player, and kind of knowing the NFL like as a business and his position and longevity, he made it something early on in his career. Like, I'm gonna spend this amount of money that I'm earning all on my body to keep my body intact. And we're all seeing it. We're all seeing it because people, I think sometimes they take it like, because how big he is, maybe it's like, oh, he's big. So
I think I do want to give him credit for I spent a lot of money on my body as an NFL player. Like, too much, looking back at it, considering the results. Like,
2 Super Bowls, bro.
no, I understand. But, like, I was spending money on my body like one of these TO guys. Okay? I wasn't.
Hyperbolic
I had a
chamber.
hyperbaric chamber. I had fucking acupuncture. I had people flying in to do body work. I spent every minute in the day preparing, and I still felt like shit and got old. Right?
But who says he doesn't feel like
no,
shit? You were able to perform, though.
No, but here's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's a big truck. Okay, we're applying running back standards to his career for guys that weigh 40 pounds less.
Mm-hmm.
And so consider each collision, if you just do the math on who's getting the blunt end of that thing, it ain't him. Okay? Over the years, the attrition that applies to other running backs just might not apply to that guy.
Yeah.
If it's a 40% thing, then he plays 40% longer, fresher. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he's unbelievable. Lamar is, it's a shame that
I was jogging.
no matter who you say is the MVP favorite, somebody's going to have an argument against you. And I'm not going to be mad when somebody says Lamar should be the MVP. Like, I've kind of made up my mind it was Josh.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of like, that's the human being in me saying, hey, like, I kind of made a decision. There's years in the past where I said,
But like
it's Lamar.
numbers wise, like Lamar, he won last year, and his numbers right now are exceeding, are better than last year.
Are better.
And it's just like
there are numbers. His numbers in some ways are better than Josh's.
Now
There have been years in the past where the MVP doesn't have the best number, which is why I think it's not just a numbers thing.
Yeah.
I do think
Josh is like minus 250 right now. Lamar's like plus 100 and something.
I wouldn't be mad if either one of them won. I mean, I personally think it's Josh just because of if I'm giving out a play for somebody. Number one,
If Rodgers,
whether this is fair or not, they don't want to see the same guy win it like 18 times. They want to give a new guy the award sometimes. Secondly,
voter fatigue.
Secondly, you can't come into the season and say, look at Buffalo's roster. They're retooling.
Yeah.
And then say, well, he's got a lot of weapons. They added Cooper. His number one receiver is a guy that just got there. He's got a slot guy that everybody's now like, oh, Shakir's great. Nobody fucking said that in August. Okay? Oh, hold on. Same thing. Oh, well, Kincaid's great. Nobody cared in August. Everybody was like, they don't have anybody to throw to. Keon Coleman, well, he's big. Who cares? The run game, really impressive. They don't have Derrick Henry. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but this is kind of what Derrick Henry showing up in Baltimore to me is like, it works against Lamar a little bit, fair or unfair. Lamar has been in a lot of ways better than Josh this year, and there's ways that Josh has been better than Lamar. I think tiebreak goes to the team that's a little bit better. So now the head-to-head, I don't know how that affects. Lamar beat the dog shit out of Josh. It's
For
not a one-on-one game.
So like how you're speaking, for the voters, do you feel like at this point in the season, because we're getting to the territories where teams might not be playing their starters or whatever it may be, do you feel like they have made up their mind yet?
Yes.
Or do you feel like, hey, if Josh Allen goes out here and when they play the Jets and he throws and he lays an egg in the bad game, do you think like
I do think
voters,
that matters.
Okay.
I think that matters.
Okay.
Like, and here's the thing about this award. It's an inexact science. We're arguing about like an abstract conversation. You know, it's very, very subjective, right?
Yep.
So, or objective. Which one?
Subjective.
Subjective. You know, trick fuck myself on subjective. But it is. I mean, it's like whatever your argument is, you could be right on either side of this thing.
As long as your argument is not take that guy off the team and how good would they be? Well, take like 25 starting quarterbacks off their teams. The teams are going to be worse.
Yeah.
That's the worst, lowest common denominator argument there is.
I think, though, if you compare quarterbacks to quarterbacks, that can work. Like, if you were doing this thing purely on value, there's an argument to be made that Joe Burrow is the MVP.
Or Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, because he wasn't playing his best through most of those wins this year.
Agreed.
Yeah, and I'm puckering when I say that because I know people are going to be super mad. It's like quarterbacks are politics to people here. Hey, I don't care as much as y'all do about your favorite quarterback. Honestly, I don't. You know, like, hey, Josh is my favorite quarterback in the league this year. If he don't win MVP, I could give a fuck less. It's just an award.
Long shot.
And also, it's not something I bet. I don't bet MVP. It's like a weird award.
Long shot, just thinking out the blue.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts doesn't play this weekend. Saquon scores 5 touchdowns. Can he sneak into the?
I think he's going to need 7.
7. Okay.
Just joking. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I think the way the quarterbacks have played, Josh and Lamar have played so well this year.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I haven't gone back looking at different years, but I feel like most years in NFL history, they'd be in the race with these numbers. I mean,
only one of them beat the Chiefs. Strength of victory.
SOV.
How about that? How about that for a number?
All right, here's one for you. You ready?
Yeah.
I just settled it.
But the Ravens' loss was a long time ago. Go ahead.
Derrick Henry has run for 89 first downs this year. James Cook has run for only 43.
Yeah.
Your point of Derrick Henry's presence hurting Lamar's candidacy.
Whether that's fair or not. It is what it is. Like, that guy, now you've got, it's like 2 of the best in the world in one backfield.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And Lamar said when they clocked him at 21 miles per hour that he was
jogging.
and I believe
that hurts his MVP race. His MVP candidacy.
Loaf.
If
you got to be lying, dude. There's no way you were jogging.
I think he was jogging,
which
bro.
is crazy.
Now thinking about it, because guys,
he's unbelievable.
You got to think about when you're running a football. That's probably not how he would like run if he was trying to like run to impress somebody or be like, "Hey, I can run faster than that," which is nuts. Scary team when they're running the ball like that,
dude. And one of the things is we talked about it over the last 2 weeks. Defense is playing better. You know, maybe it is as simple as Hamilton moving back to safety. You know, maybe it is, as Bill pointed out this week on Inside the NFL, Dean Pease getting there in the middle of the year and kind of like, hey, maybe you want to do this a little differently. It's a young defensive coordinator. He's younger than us. You know what I mean? He's he's like Reed's age.
Yeah, he's like Reed's age.
Reed's young ass. No, he's a little older than Reed.
Happy birthday, Reed.
Oh, happy birthday, dude.
Yeah. Happy birthday.
Appreciate it.
Wait, it's your birthday?
Yesterday.
Is that why you were at the bar all night?
That's why I was
Christmas?
at the bar, and I'll be completely honest, I'm fighting for my life right now.
Damn, dude,
Yeah.
you got really shit-faced last night?
Yeah.
Can't you hear it?
Man.
Oh, my God.
Still rattling around in there.
You know what's funny? You probably, when I came in this morning, all like, fuck this show. I hate this shit. Like, you were like, oh, my God.
Damn, Reed, I did not know it was your birthday, man. Happy belated. Are you a Sagittarius? You're not a Sagittarius, are you?
Capricorn.
Capricorn.
Yo.
Just missed it.
So how was that day after Christmas birthday. Well, your whole life.
Yeah, sucks.
Yeah,
Huh?
it sucks. I mean, like my parents did a really good job of making it happen, but
Here's the
you
Merry
wanna
Christmas wrapping paper on your
Yes.
birthday.
and also like if you want to have a party, it's kind of who's available right now.
Dude, you should have hit me up. I would have gladly
Yeah.
come out and gotten drunk last night.
I should have hollered.
Dang,
Yeah,
I feel terrible. I was blowing Reed up.
No,
last
you're good.
night, getting help for my Thursday night
it was
live
a good.
stream.
It probably saved. me a
Damn, let me
drink or
look at
two.
my text
And-
chain with you, Reed.
And damn.
Make
But
sure
hold
I
on.
wasn't.
You were.
Well,
None of us were invited to his celebration, you will note.
That is true, but that doesn't matter
That-
though. That's his
okay.
choice.
I will. No,
That's
no, no.
his choice.
This was a surprise actual celebration. So I didn't know the planning. My significant other did think about inviting you all, but then she didn't.
That was quite the
okay.
Or
thought.
the
quite the thought.
Well, Matt,
Quite the
it,
thought.
so,
It's
yeah,
the
yeah,
thought that
to
counts,
throw her right under the
always.
bus.
and Nate, you had the decency of telling us when it was your birthday. Cowboy over here is all.
Yeah.
I don't want
Well,
anybody
yeah.
to know anything about my life.
That's just
Fucking-
like Reed.
Fucking
All right, Cowboy.
trying to
You're
sneak
going in
around.
my calendar here. Cowboy
Thank you very much.
Reed. How old are you? How old a guy are you, Reed?
3-1.
I'll be down.
3-1.
One.
Adam Hall.
I don't want to do what I did last night anymore.
okay. What'd you do exactly?
Oh, just too many bear fuckers at the bar.
Okay, what is that?
It's a whiskey ginger.
Oh, whiskey ginger.
Whiskey
But it's fun to
ginger.
say, hey, bear fucker.
Okay.
Get a bear
Wow.
fucker.
Yeah. How many do you think you had? 7, 8?
Yeah, somewhere.
So let me
Nine,
ask.
10.
I never asked this or thought about it. So when it's whiskey ginger, is it ginger ale or ginger beer?
It could be either one. If
yeah.
you say whiskey ginger, though, it's usually ginger ale. If
Okay.
you say
Because I like
Right?
Moscow mules.
if you
Yeah,
say you could say a Kentucky mule,
then the
the
Kentucky mule. when
Moscow
it's-
mule is going to be
vodka.
Vodka
Yeah.
So Kentucky is whiskey
is bourbon.
or bourbon. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. And usually if they like make it with ginger
I stay
beer,
away
they'll
from.
clarify.
I stay away from the brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Me too.
That's why
I stay away from the
That's
vodka.
why
The
I
vodka
brought.
makes me like,
That's why I brought that bottle in here, and I haven't cared that he just been killing LeBron.
dude, this LeBron times Hennessy has gotten me through so many days. LeBron times Hennessy. LeBron James. You can have Christmas back, man. It's yours. We're good.
You were born 6 months before OJ did that thing.
Oh, no shit.
I'm just trying to grab like the end of-
How long ago it was?
yeah, the end of
It
1993.
was a long time ago.
Yeah, and yet not that long ago.
Supposedly he didn't do it. Um, all right.
Oh my god!
Fucking Christmas week. Try to do a 3-hour show on Christmas week. So my in-laws got me a stoplight. Seriously.
What do you get? A rich guy that has everything? A
stoplight.
Oh, but hold on.
Well, no, it has everything to do with the
Podcast is
show.
called Green Light, you know.
Oh,
Ooh, didn't think about that.
Oh,
And
I
guess
do-
what? This brings back into play.
Oh,
Your
guess
segment,
what?
Red light, green light,
Bro.
baby.
When I used to press him for like topics for the show, and he would just be like,
No. With
Oh,
the
wait.
passion, I would say.
But his topics were always like, all right, let's play a game called Red Light, Green Light.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we just do that segment, repeatable, do it every day. Red light, green light.
Is there
repeatable
anything
mechanism.
special about the stoplight?
You ever seen a stoplight?
Yeah,
One of those.
I know. Do you remember? This brings back something. We're over it, so we could talk about it.
What is it?
Once upon a time, I made some merch with a stoplight on.
Oh,
it.
that's so funny. But probably a scab I don't feel like picking today.
Is it an actual just straight stoplight, or does it have any flair on there?
No, it's just a stoplight. It's been refurbished and it actually works. And we're gonna have it in the studio at some point.
That'd be sick.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
so I guess we can play Macon's game.
I told you this yesterday on a walk home late one night. I took a walk, don't walk sign that had been knocked over by probably a couple of cars.
felony.
I think so, yeah. And so I took it back to my apartment. Then a buddy got it all hooked up, took out all the electricity in the Rugby McIntyre apartment building.
So y'all killed the electrical in the whole building.
Yeah.
That old shit, it probably
Let's try not to do
burned
that.
out.
here.
Yeah.
That is funny. I can see that happening.
Unplugged it.
But the best thing about getting a stoplight when you go up to your in-laws' house is I don't have to worry about getting it down here. How was I going to get it back down here? You know? Like it's just sitting in their house right now. I'll get it eventually.
I see.
So
See, I'm going to green light the gift, and I'm going to red light transporting the gift.
exactly.
You
should
feel me?
Maybe shift it to me.
Yeah.
You know. No, inevitably I'm gonna be riding in the back of an SUV on the way home from inside the NFL with a giant stoplight in
Yeah.
the car.
And the driver's going to swerve. It's going to kill you. It's gonna hit
Probably
you,
some
kill
Final
you.
Destination shit.
Yeah. It's going to be like
Hadn't
red
thought
light
about that.
for
Hadn't
your
thought
life.
about that. Hadn't thought about that.
Yeah.
Don't want to think about it. Airbnb sponsor message taped. That's what's on the. We good there?
real fast, I just want to mention that the Ravens do have a shot at the number 2 seed, because if the Bills stumble this week,
Yep, against
they're-
the Jets.
yep, and then they stumble next week, and the Ravens win their game.
I hate the
Tied.
Jets, dude.
I
After what happened after putting money on them last week, like
you know what's crazy about it? I just feel like this is the spot like the Aaron Rodgers just wants. He's like, yes, everyone hates me right now. Like we haven't been winning, and everyone just loves Josh Allen. Look at all this love. MVP this, MVP that. Go out there and whoop his ass.
I'll show him.
I'll show them.
I'll show him and them. I'll show everyone.
I'll show everybody.
Please not this weekend, Aaron.
And like how you're feeling, I feel like he knows everyone's feeling that way. Like
100%
hey,
he does.
But honestly, he's trying to show some.
Yeah, exactly, and that's
This is and I don't blame him. That's what you're
Got
supposed to do.
He knows recency bias is out there, so he's going to be like, "Oh, look at my last 4 games last year.
What have you done for me
when he's
lately?"
looking, like when this offseason when he's trying to get signed, he's like, "Look at I balled out."
Comeback player of the year.
Yeah.
Who's winning that award?
This year?
Yeah, we haven't even talked about those awards. The thing I wanted to get to was incentives before we look ahead to this weekend.
All right, let me
because
rip-
that's always fun.
Yes.
This time of year, guys freaking out about making one play possibly that could decide whether or not they
We
can buy
talked
their
about
house
Saquon.
cash.
What if he gets 5 touchdowns?
Yes, they're lucky.
He
Playing a child's game
He
for
gets
money.
$500,000 if he's the rushing yards leader. He currently leads Derrick Henry by 17. He gets $500,000 if he's an All-Pro. 250 is selected All-Pro. Another 250 if the Eagles win the NFC Championship.
Golly,
Mike
I can really
Evans.
rack up.
These are the yardage and touchdown ones we want. Mike Evans, he needs 13 more catches for $1 million, and 182 yards for another $1 million, and 1 touchdown for another $1 million.
Okay, hold on. This is a big deal.
Yeah.
This is like
So Mike Evans
so they-
overall.
they get the Saints
Yep.
minus Lattimore.
Right.
His nemesis is gone. It's like
Panthers.
fucking they open the
Yeah,
gates, bro.
Panthers.
No, but they get the Saints the next week.
Yeah.
Oh, but what about this week?
I'm not even worried
Oh.
about that. He can get all this
Oh.
against the Saints. I'm counting up. These are the 2 games he has left. Saints and Panthers. I think he gets it.
Absolutely.
13 catches.
Yes.
Okay, 13 catches. You said 1 touchdown.
1 touchdown, 182 yards.
Oh, he's getting all these. How much? Add that up for me.
That's $3 million.
1, 2, 3, $3 million.
$3 million.
Hey, Mike, I hope you get it, dude.
And quarterbacks are always aware of all these numbers, yeah?
Yo, yeah. And Baker himself, actually, if he finishes in the top 5 in pass yards, he gets $500,000.
They're going to be pressing and forcing. They're going to go out there and lose to the Carolina Panthers of all teams.
If he gets how many passing yards,
I don't
Baker?
know, man.
If he finishes in the top 5, and he's currently, he is currently right behind Mahomes, who has played 1 more game than him. He's 8 yards behind Mahomes with 1 game or 2 games to play.
He is 6th.
Thank you.
Yep.
And then Tony Pollard, 83 rush yards for $250,000. He's got to
Just
get
had
11.
a thought.
Huh.
Should we do the electoral college for this MVP race? I just saw in the fucking chat our poll is 51-49.
Wow.
Yeah.
And also for a lot of people, I think it's like a either or thing. I've been a Lamar voter in the past. I'm a Josh voter this time, but some people seem to just vote for the same guy all the time.
Flip flop parties.
Yeah. So, anyways, continue.
Tony Pollard, 83 rush yards for $250,000, needs 2 touchdowns for another $200,000. Back to Saquon, he needs 162 rush yards to get $250K. Cortland Sutton,
Ooh.
a little Cortland Sutton action, 137 receiving yards over 2 games to get $500,000.
I'm betting the under for Tony Pollard.
He's got 2 games to get 83 yards.
Jerry Jones don't want to pay him.
He plays for the Titans.
That's
Oh,
yeah. Come on,
Titans.
come on,
Yeah.
come on. But Jerry Jones definitely doesn't want to pay him.
he definitely doesn't want to
Like,
pay
said,
him.
I don't want
Jerry Jones definitely doesn't want to pay him.
That gets him to 1,100 yards
Yeah, 1,100 is the
over
He
17
gets a
games.
check for Tony Pollard's rushing
yeah.
totals. The fuck is this?
Just not very many yards.
Cynthia?
Not very. Yeah, no.
I don't
for
like
sure.
the contract. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I think is because also they were working in Tajay Spears, maybe. I don't know. He was the big signing, so yeah, you're right. That doesn't make much sense. Anyway, Brock Bowers, everyone's favorite rookie tight end, 5 receptions for the rookie receiving record, or rookie receptions record, and he needs 10 more yards to break Mike Ditka's record.
from
So wait,
Tight ends?
So
Yes.
how much extra money is that young boy getting for that?
Undisclosed amount of money for him. Another tight end,
What if-
Zach Ertz.
for you that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Zach Ertz.
Go ahead.
He was in the news. Hopefully, he's in the news for getting to $250,000 to get to 60 receptions. He gets another 250. He gets 70.
Who Ertz?
Yeah, he's at 55 right now.
60.
Did you see him and
Uh, uh,
Sirianni were arguing
3
after
receptions
the
a game. What are we doing with these incentives?
I know.
Just
hitting that
60
mark.
receptions?
Yep.
Well, it's
No,
not good enough for
17
you.
Games. 3.2 a game?
You
Yeah,
think that's a lot or a little?
A little.
You think that's a little for a tight end?
that's called a somewhat not likely to be earned.
3
3?
a game?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know.
For how many?
What-
250 large? I'm just saying, don't
Yeah.
build in the incentive for. I'm gonna need 5 a game for an incentive.
I mean, you got to get
5 a game.
Yeah,
That's you're driving a hard bargain. I'm gonna need like a mil on that incentive.
Bro.
5 a game for a tight end would set records. I
and,
feel like.
and before this
Oh, sure.
year,
Brock Bowers.
bro,
If
like
you're Brock Bowers,
the Commanders isn't really like a desirable place. So you would think that you would have
yeah, you
to
got to
have
sweeten
some
the
nice
pot. Hey,
incentives.
you
in
only
the
have so
contract.
many years left on this planet, so to speak, of the NFL. You want to spend one of those years here with the Commanders? We have no idea if we're going to be good or
We
not.
have no idea.
We
Stadium falling apart.
stadium's falling apart.
We got
We have
Magic
a rookie
Johnson.
quarterback. We don't. When he signed, when Zach signed, was that before the draft?
No
I'll find
idea.
out.
Can you imagine signing in Washington before the draft and being like, no idea, just want to get the bag, Frankie Louvu, just want to get the bag.
Just want to get it.
No, I'm not saying it's that simple, but you know you're in for it. Yeah, if you see any other cool incentives, shout them out. But
Hey, Dr. Fax. Redraft your top 3 quarterbacks from this draft.
March 12th, 2024 is when.
yeah, so he had no fucking clue.
No fucking clue. Wild. Good for him.
The 3 top quarterbacks from this class.
Here you go. 1, 2, 3.
I'm going Jayden,
Yep.
Caleb,
Mm-hmm.
and Bo.
Bo Nixie did it.
Okay.
And Bo.
I'll lay it dog.
But I haven't
I'm
seen
not doing it.
JJ.
I didn't think you wanted
No, thank you. That's just so
to.
fucking
JJ McCarthy over Drake May?
premature.
I mean, I haven't seen.
You're going with what's behind door number 3 as opposed to Drake May. Drake May's looking pretty good.
I
out
like
there,
Drake
you know?
May, man.
Drake May does look good out there.
There's still something in me that thinks Caleb could be the second
one.
best guy in this class.
Oh.
You think
Not
he could be
first.
the one?
No. I don't.
Yeah, anything's possible. I mean,
Yeah.
look at how much CJ. Now, I think there's always
possible.
something going on either way. But like
Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning, bunch of picks. You know how long they were saying, "Hey, Trevor Lawrence is going to be Peyton Manning." You know what I mean? We could say that for a while. But I think it all depends on who your damn play caller is. Most of these guys, you know that, and so we'll see in Chicago. But
We
I know
are.
there's like Bo Nix fans are going to be mad.
No, that's all right.
too hungover to be mad.
Yeah, we don't even know what's going on right now.
Yeah.
We're just getting ready for Saturday.
Hey, all right. Broncos win, but you have to feel this way for a week straight.
Oh, no problem. Broncos win.
Okay.
Yep, easy. Yeah. No problem. I'd probably feel this way anyway if the Broncos win.
Anyway, the Broncos, damn, son. Your boy's hurting.
Yeah.
This is your flu game.
Yeah, it's something. I'm gonna get. I don't know what I'm gonna eat after.
What's the worst hangover you ever had? Anybody? I know.
No, that wasn't so bad. Did I sleep outdoors? Yeah, I slept outdoors.
Slept on a damn city bench.
But it wasn't so bad. Like,
Yeah.
I woke up like, all right.
Yeah.
College, I did a Franzia race.
Uh-huh.
Oh. Dude.
And
Franzia race?
I was it was like broken up into like 4 teams, the different color Franzia they are, and you had to finish like you and
This is
3 other
box
people.
wine, yeah?
Yes,
Yeah.
you had to finish a box. And I just remember the next day just throwing up until I was dry heaving for hours of like all of that wine.
Do you think it was just the amount of Franzia?
I just think it was the wine.
Sugar?
Like anytime I've drinking wine, even before or after that, like it's the only thing that gives me like a violent hangover.
Hey, those Mad Dog
Headache.
2020s used to do it.
But like not even those. Those won't get. Those won't
It
give
must
me
have
the
been the
same.
tannins.
Must be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have one?
Deer Tick in St. Louis. I went to a concert, Deer Tick, and I was drunk at 6 p.m. the next day.
That's the wait.
That's not
the,
a hangover. I
That's
was
the group's
drunk
name.
At 6 p.m. the next day. My buddy had to carry me from the cab up to my condo, which shout out to Ben. That was it's like a Herculean effort for Ben.
That's the name of the band.
Band Deer Tick.
They're a great band.
Yeah,
band.
at the Firebird in St. Louis.
Deer Tick.
Meg had a game the next day, like a playoff game she was coaching in, and it was like cross town, and I had to get a fucking ride. It was a 6 p.m. game. I was like, I did not know that was possible. That's not even a hangover. Okay, what's next? Broncos
what's next
at
is
Bengals. Let's talk
after
about. Oh yeah,
the
yeah.
Airbnb. Message
got it.
from
No,
Dr. Fax.
Dr. Fax. I'm gonna take a leak while Dr. Fax tells you about Airbnb.
What's up, Greenlight fans? It's your boy Dr. Fax, and I want to talk to you about Airbnb. Me and the Greenlight crew, a few years ago, we stayed at Airbnb for the Super Bowl in Arizona, and it was absolutely immaculate. It had a huge cactus in the backyard, had a pool, had enough room for everybody, way better than a hotel. And then recently, just purchased a house with my girl, and we found out that we can be hosts. And your house might be worth more than you think, and you can find out at airbnb.com/host.
So we're back. Just they had a race to the bathroom. So we're just chilling. We did want to do this though real fast. We want to remind everyone there's a BetMGM giveaway going on right now with Greenlight. Like the post, it's on BetMGM. We'll reshare it. It is available, or the deadline to enter is tonight at midnight. Friday, 12/27 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern. What we're giving away is one of the biggest, craziest, coolest things out there. Can't be disclosed, but everyone will be certainly happy if you get selected to win. Again, deadline to enter 12/27.
You talking about the Carnival Cruise we're giving out?
Yeah, Carnival Cruise.
Did Dad get a chance to chill? That's the best commercial on TV. The Shaq Carnival Cruise commercial. Hey, honestly, can I get that on the soundboard? Yeah. I need something from Shaq's Carnival Cruise commercial. You know what's so funny about the Carnival Cruise commercial? You can see the straight line that the ad agency drew to Shaq. They were just sitting in the room, and they were like, hey, what's a Carnival Cruise ship? It's big and fun. We need somebody who's big and fun. Who else was the perfect pitch man for Carnival Cruise other than Shaq? It's one of the best marriages in American ads.
Can you
honestly?
What was that car commercial that he had to squeeze in that Charles
Buick?
Yeah, he would always make.
You know the one that I never believe? Tom Brady for Hertz.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sorry, I just don't believe you,
running.
man. I just don't fucking believe you rent cars. You know, I've had to rent a few cars. I'm a D lineman.
Yeah.
Quarterbacks don't rent cars,
Yeah, just get that car service.
especially not that one.
The next thing before we get to the Broncos game, real fast, and Heather actually just wished me a belated birthday in the chat, so thank you, Heather. But Heather, we're going to talk about you for a second because we got a great picture. Our class.
Oh,
picture.
is that Heather?
That's Heather.
That Heather.
Fucking, she's a Picasso.
Thanks so much, Heather.
Yeah, can
yeah.
we pull that
Oh,
up?
there.
Oh, look at that.
Hold on.
Up there.
Hey, can you enhance
Fire.
that a little bit?
Shout out to Heather.
Yeah, shout out to Heather. Matt looks like a Pikachu, dude.
And yet he made it his profile picture within about 8 seconds.
Yeah, because he looks. Look at him. And Macon's calling out. What are you calling out, Coach?
I don't know. But my first thought was, wow, that looks really cool. And my second thought was Chris is going to be pissed that it appears I'm the head coach.
No, I don't care. I don't want to coach this fucking team. That's the problem with this team. I don't want to coach this team. I'm Robert Saleh.
I think the best one's Nolan. Nolan's in there like
Nolan looks like a
offensive
freaking
genius.
stud
right there.
in real
Yeah,
life, too.
Heather, that
especially
was
there.
especially coming off an Eagles loss. That was big for the self-esteem.
Yeah.
They
I
make at
really
you looking like your mouth
that.
breathing, Nolan. Just breathing through. And Reed, they make you look. She made you look a little like Rodgers. It's really
Yeah.
good. Everybody looks like themselves.
Yeah.
She got my like little snicker perfectly.
This
How
is-
is this done?
And I appreciate that.
Bo's hair.
She thinks that I'm as tall as you and Bo.
and we do look like the Jets.
Is this AI?
No, she did this.
Why is the logo
The
not on
ads
the
are
50?
up there. Look, the ads are up there. Look
The
at
ads are great.
Yeah.
Ads are amazing.
Let facts cook. Budgie smugglers. Butter Kings. Budgie
River
smugglers.
tours. Long
Macon's,
river tours.
what is it? Macon's House MLS?
That's really
Make-
good.
Making moves
Moves
MLS.
Oh,
That's really
yeah.
good. Hey, we got
Shout
some.
out
and the Water Boys. That's
Yeah.
the scoreboard is
This
sponsored
is-
by the Water
we
Boys.
got some
Roadhouse-
damn
Roadhouse
talented
Stadium.
listeners, viewers.
We just got some good
fan
folks.
love,
all
fan
you,
love,
Just good
fan
people.
art.
all
Right.
I think
you
you're the
folks
best.
in the chat are just good.
And
people.
also, I like that our midfield logo isn't on the 50. Maybe some teams should think about adopting that. Like you want to know where you are on the field. You look down, you see the logo.
Oh, shit, I'm at
oh,
the
ours is at
35.
the 40. Yeah,
No, I don't like that. Not for real football.
the thought.
No, there's something to that.
I mean, you probably can't move the end zones. I wouldn't think. Actually, probably can't move the
What's next?
midfield logo.
Broncos, Bengals.
Perfect.
All right. I know it's not the.
Let's
the-
go, Godstein,
but,
baby.
Yeah. Here's what I think. I think it kind of comes down. Two of the most important players on the field in this game are the tackles for the Bengals. If they can give Joe time to throw, I know Riley Moss is back. I know you're going to be able to play more man. Do you want to play more man? You've been playing more zone since he's been out of the lineup since like week 13. Is that when he left?
Yep.
This is going to be a game that kind of comes down to protecting Joe. And I think the one thing they have going for them defensively, Cincinnati, is they're at home. That can help in a big spot like this where you absolutely need it. Denver, meanwhile, absolutely fucking needs it. So this is going to be a big one. I mean, the atmosphere in a 4 p.m. on a Saturday, you kidding me? It's going to be awesome.
It's
Counterpoint:
beautiful.
Cincy 2-5 at home this season.
Worries you. But then again, everything they've done to this point worries you.
Yeah,
Like every single thing. The fact that they still have a chance is remarkable. And even if they win and win week 18, they need help, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of
The
help they need?
Colts and Dolphins
Both have to
lose one.
once.
Yep.
Okay. Got
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
And Dolphins, hey, talking about Dolphins this weekend, like that will be 90% chance of rain. Did I see that on the
Yeah.
forecast in Cleveland? That's gonna be
Yeah.
interesting. Now, this is a team that's kind of turned into a power running offense, but that could be tough sledding. I think who did the Dolphins finish with?
Dolphins end with
Jets
Jets.
at Jets.
So you've got a chance there. The Dolphins fuck around and lose one of those games, but Colts, they got the Giants this weekend,
Home Jags.
and then home Jags, which is an AFC South game. So
Didn't the Jags was it the Jags that beat the Colts with Carson Wentz 2 years ago?
Jags,
To,
hold on.
to keep them out.
Yeah, I
Feels
think
right.
so.
Yep.
Yes, it
Do it
was.
again.
It was.
Are we-
But yeah, I think there's going to be points in this game. I do. And I think it's all about Joe being healthy and upright. And the two guys that can ensure that are the tackles, because this fucking front for Denver has been something else.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure they're sitting around waiting for them to get a little bit more aggressive in coverage too. As a rusher, there are times when you can kind of tell that the coach has dialed back the aggressive button on the dashboard there.
Yeah.
And that can mean less man coverage. That can mean just Riley being out of the mix. Like, this front is probably itching to get going, and it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah. And on the other side, hopefully the Broncos offensive line can give Bo Nix a clean pocket to work from. He has a 70.3% completion rate, 6.8 yards per attempt, 18 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. From a clean pocket. 46%, 5.2, 4 touchdowns, 4 picks from a dirty pocket.
I love a dirty pocket. Now, let me tell you. What do you mean? I'm a fucking pass rusher, bro.
Dirty.
That's hate. Hey, I got a grievance. The phrase "that's hate." Can we retire it? Can we hang it in the rafters?
It is thrown around.
He throws it around so willy nilly.
Yeah.
It's like everything's hate. It's not hate. So, no. Here's the deal.
In fairness, this is actually hate.
I didn't want to throw it out there.
Yeah.
I was gonna let it breathe. But.
Bengals defense is 24th in pressure rate, but Trey Hendrickson leads the league in sacks.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a race where you could almost take somebody and say, hey, like, let's take somebody off the board.
Yeah.
You know, not like your traditional DPOY. Like, let's give it to somebody new this year, because even though we know Miles is probably the best rusher in the league and TJ Watt might be the best football player on defense in the league, like, nobody's run away with it. You know, you got guys like Benito and Daniil Hunter, and I think for Trey Hendrickson to do this on a team this bad, it's impressive, man. Seriously. I don't think people realize how much being a rusher is dependent on what's going on the other side of the ball, or, you know, as a team having leads and that sort of thing. And the guys rushing around you, he really, really, really has not had guys around him making plays or getting buckets this year. He's leading the damn league in sacks. That's crazy. That's an incredible feather to put in his cap, man. You can look back at his career and say, hey, I know that wasn't a lot of fun that year, but damn, did I rush well with nothing going on right around me.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
We talked about it a little
Not
on
saying he
Monday.
should be DPOY.
Yeah. We talked about it a little on Monday, but you would run one double 85. You would double Jamar.
Yeah, I mean,
Match Surtain on T.
I probably would
Belichick
put Surtain on T because of the size.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to see the matchup.
Yeah.
And then probably, you know, cloud the other guy or double the other guy. You know, like, that's the Belichick way, right?
Yep.
Like, traditionally. So, yeah, we put our best guy on number 2 and then we double the best guy on offense. Yeah, that's fine with me. But I think more than anything, the rush can take away all this.
Yeah. Whatever it's
the rush
gonna be,
can take away all this.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it's going to be a good one. Cowboys at Eagles, and some breaking news that pertains to this game. Kenny Pickett will be the starter for the Eagles.
what's Tanner McKee look like? Now, I'm not saying that because
Stanford.
I think that,
He looks like Stanford. Just think Stanford, white guy,
Andrew Luck?
quarterback.
He looks like Andrew Luck.
Davis Mills.
No, because Andrew Luck doesn't look like Stanford.
No, he doesn't look like Stanford.
Yeah.
What college did Andrew Luck look like he should have gone
Montana
to?
State.
Yeah,
I don't know.
State.
I literally feel like
North
the same
Dakota
thing.
State, something up there, like tough. Who?
Kind of looks like a guy that would have went to, Vermont.
Vermont too. Yeah. Somewhere like flannels and
Yeah,
cold.
yeah. But
And
not
like-
Stanford.
I know some
Yeah,
people
not
went to
Stanford.
Vermont.
Hmm?
They don't look like Andrew Luck.
I know somebody who went to Vermont doesn't look like Andrew Luck also.
Tanner McKee, Stanford quarterback.
I don't mean the face, man. I meant how does he play?
No.
That's so fucking diabolical that we just spent 3 minutes y'all describing how
Whoa!
this looked.
Oh, hold the phone. You saw what Tanner McKee just looked like?
Yeah.
His middle name's Jeremy, Jeremie.
Wow.
Jeremy.
That's
No why.
Jeremy spoke.
Oh, why?
No why.
Class today.
There's an I in Jeremy.
Who spells their name that way?
No,
Imagine when he was in school writing his name on the board like that, and the teacher was like, "Nah."
you're wrong.
Nah.
Hey, I just want to know what he looks like because there's a very thin line between seeing Kenny Pickett and seeing Tanner McKee. And I think Philly fans, judging by the ones that really watch preseason and dig into everything that happens in August and that sort of thing and chatter around the team, there's a narrative that McKee would actually be as good and that Pickett was the signing, so that's who you play. But that's not what I saw last week. I saw Pickett as like a capable backup, and this team should be able to win with a capable backup. The MEs on defense last week is what killed them. You get rid of those things, you should win this game. I think this is going to be one of those low-scoring ball games. I mean, it's not going out on a limb. You got 2 backup quarterbacks, but the things that were there for Cooper Rush will probably not be there this week. CeeDee Lamb.
CD Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb's out.
Down.
So the underneath stuff becomes a lot harder to come by, and you're not going to be able to run the ball like that. So this is going to be a every possession counts game. And for me, you could say, hey, the Eagles could run the ball all over the fucking Cowboys, but the way they're playing right now, and they played with a lot of passion last week, and they were sticky on the back end, it's like they're going to challenge Pickett to make throws, and they're going to load the box when they can, and they're going to be competitive in the run game and make Kenny Pickett beat them. And Pickett had some really good moments in 3rd and 4th down. He really did. That's where he's got to be really good this week. They're going to be in 3rd and manageable a lot, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3. You have to think about and this is one of the things I've gotten critical of the Eagles before on wasteful downs. They probably won't be as wasteful with Kenny Pickett in the game. Don't think of it as possession. Think of it as first downs. This is the type of game where it's all about first downs. Go get first downs. That should be your aim. You're not trying to score. You're not trying to take shots. You're getting fucking first downs. You're possessing the football, and you're knowing that your defense is going to hold these guys to hopefully under 17 points. That would be the game plan for me.
There, and you might have mentioned this, so I apologize, but there does have.
Well, there was a lot said there.
Kenny Pickett probably ran with the ones all week compared to last week.
There is something to be said for that.
Coming right off the bench. Oh, I didn't know I was going to play, and like you said, he played very well in that situation. But at least this week,
and some people would take issue with very well.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not claiming that he was a world beater. The pick hurt him. There were misses. They come with a blitz. They don't really have an answer for that. It just felt like he was sitting duck back there in key situations at times. But I thought he played well enough to win the game. And, Pickett's a guy who started games in the NFL before. Let's not forget that. I mean, he's beaten teams with a Steelers cast of character around him, with the offensive coordinator being, who the fuck was it?
Randy
Matt Canada.
No, Matt Canada.
Matt Canada.
But that's really good pull. Randy
Finkner.
Finkner. It's up there with Guttin cunts. Guten cunts. How are we saying that these days?
Gutekunst?
That's not how Troy Aikman says it. Gutekunst is what he says. It's just, I call him Brian G.
Yep.
But here's the deal. The Cowboys, you think about them jumping Tampa, never really had to sit there and fit the run. That is what the Eagles should be able to. If you get the first possession of the game, this first quarter shit has to go out the window. You have to go down, score a touchdown. Then the game is played on your terms. What you don't want to do is turn the ball over, give them a short field, find yourself down 3-0, 7-0 in a football game where the Cowboys are okay playing that way right now. They're not a bad football team if they have a little early lead. Conversions, huge. And Smitty, he's going to be a guy, you're probably going to get Bland and Smitty, right?
Yep.
That to me is going to be a lot of fun to watch, not only because two great players, but Smitty coming off the week he had last week, he's going to want to make things right. Looking forward to that. I think you got to worry about guys like Turpin. Turpin's a guy who they haven't used at wide receiver in the past as much as I feel like he's gotten reps this year. I could be wrong on that. But I do feel like Turpin is a guy that could really hurt you in a game like this. In a lower scoring game, Turpin gets one touch that goes for 70 yards or something like that.
3 carries last week as well.
They're finding ways to give him the ball, which is kind of a head scratcher. It's taking this long because of his talent and speed and all that stuff. But this is the type of game where, with CeeDee Lamb out, somebody like that has to make a big play for Dallas. The Tanner McKee thing, I'm telling you, I'm not saying you're going to see him, but people in Philly think he looked pretty damn good in preseason. A lot of people are saying, I'm not saying, people are saying.
How many pounds do you think Kevontae Turpin weighs?
175, but I don't think that's accurate.
According to, official data here, 153.
Not surprising. That's crazy.
Can you believe that?
No, the guy's out there on an NFL field.
It's incredible.
Seriously.
Obviously, the Kenny Pickett news has a lot of implications on the playoffs because if the Eagles win, they win the NFC East.
Yeah.
But if the Commanders lose, they also win the NFC East, and they've got the Falcons.
Yes.
We've got Jayden Daniels, Michael Penix Jr. We weren't expecting it when, the schedules came out. But I'm trying to think of if there was any other big rookie quarterback matchups so far this year. And I think this has to be
none as big as this one.
No, this is the
right?
big one. I
Yeah,
mean, there
none
was
as big as
Caleb
this one.
Williams. There was obviously Caleb Williams and Jayden,
Right.
which to me, interestingly enough, last night they were talking about in the game was homeboy, like if they just fucking knock that ball down, maybe their season is different, dude.
They were
Because
4-2 at that point?
dude,
Or
I couldn't believe it last night when they said that. When they said that on the broadcast, I was like, wait, what? I ran it back. I was like, who was 4-2?
right.
The Bears were 4-2? Because you remember they made the Jags look silly and somebody else, and everybody was like, hey, they've arrived. And I got buddies in group texts that were like, he's the best. I'm like, well, it's going to be a long year. Just I think he's going to be okay, but let's not jump out of the fucking gym. They were 4-2 before that happened, and that was the biggest rookie matchup. This one feels even bigger because there's playoff implications on the line, and the novelty of Penix, I think, is a really interesting thing because, usually with a rookie quarterback, you might see him come out of the gates hot because you don't have a lot of tape on the guy. Well, this guy just came out of the gates. It's December. This is a really odd time to go to the backup quarterback. I don't think it happens a lot with a rookie that you wait until December. All the same, whether they meant to do this or not, it actually works in their favor that, if this kid, with the different ways that they can run their offense now with his mobility or the lack of mobility that Kirk had, you talk about last week, the first play of the game, he leaves the pocket and throws a comeback on a rope. And you're like, damn, the arm strength and the mobility. Kirk had left the pocket 4% of the damn season. So teams now have to prepare for different looks, different boot looks, different everything. And it's a lefty and the whole thing. So I do think the timing of him coming into the game presents some problems for anybody they play. Now, having said that, this is going to be a big jump up in competition that he's going to see this week. Considering the Giants didn't really challenge them. It was early in the game that it was close, and then it kind of just got out of hand. It wasn't a challenge for him. Okay. This week, he's going to deal with a front that's been playing really well. Really well. We just went through it. Just name the guys on this front. Fowler's had a fucking career year. Armstrong, I think, has been great coming over from Dallas. He's not going to wow anybody with the stats, but he's a hammer out there. You've got Payne, who's been out there. And you've got Allen, who's coming back this week, which is big. And Frankie Louvu's probably been the best player on their defense. And you add Bobby Wagner into the equation there. I mean, their front seven, and we're not even talking about Newton or Farrell. They have depth, the whole thing. You add Marshawn Lattimore, who's just started to play. That defense is pretty good. And one thing they've done a pretty good job of in December is stop the run. And if I'm Dan Quinn, I'm looking at him coming off the field last week. I'm saying, hey, we take that effort in the second half and we take it straight into that game because the key to beating Atlanta is going to be stopping the run, namely fitting up outside zone. And if they can do that, I think they win this game. There is a scenario where they have a lot of problems with Atlanta, and all of a sudden Atlanta makes them look a little bit more like the team that played 2 weeks ago that eked it out against the damn Saints. You know what I'm saying? So I think this is a classic spot where, you know, people are riding high on the Commanders coming off of last week. And, cards on the table. I think Atlanta's a good play. I do.
And it's a Sunday night game, so Atlanta will probably be looking up at Tampa Bay, technically at 9-7. Tampa Bay is Carolina.
And if we've learned anything so far, needing to win doesn't mean anything.
I guess so.
Right? Like, I think it's easy to look at these teams and say, hey, I'm not the assertion. I've been making the assertion, and I've been wrong on it. So I'm not poking fun at the assertion. What I'm looking at is saying, like, sometimes I think late in the season, if you're trying to handicap these games or just look at them, it's easy to look at it and say, hey, more desperate team wins. Sometimes the looser team wins. Sometimes the team get tight. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the team has to wait all day to play, and they've got a lot to play for, and they get tight.
Wait all day for Sunday night.
Yeah, Carrie Underwood is in your ear.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden you're fucking dropping the ball on fourth down, the first possession of the game, Sterling Shepard. You know, shit like that happens. And so I think that's the biggest thing that Atlanta has to combat. If they can come out there and run the football and make things easier on Penix, I think they're going to need to get an explosive in there. I think what's going to be fun is seeing Penix access areas of the field that Kirk couldn't when they really need him to. Like, watch this game if it's close in third and fourth quarter. Some of the throws that they'll probably be willing to attempt, honey hole shots or, like deep balls to Mooney that just haven't been on the menu. Mm-hmm. I'd like to see that in a tight ball game.
Landover, Maryland, Sunday night. Breezy and warm with periods of rain, some heavy into thunderstorm.
Delays.
There can be ponding on streets and highways.
Wow.
Ponding. That's a technical term for our stadium sucks, and the infrastructure around it sucks. And I'm so glad I didn't go to that Eagles game at that shitty stadium.
Cold.
Seriously.
It's cold.
It was cold.
Mainly because they lost.
Well, the kids would have left crying. The whole thing.
It would have built character, though.
True.
Would have built character. You're right about that.
The real fast playoff implications on this game, obviously, the NFC South. But if the Falcons win, it's not a complete lump of coal, as you might say.
As you might say.
Because they would be knocking off the Commanders, who currently have the 7th spot, the last wild card. And if the Bucks take care of business, they would be 9-7. If the Buckles buckle the Panthers,
what a lump of coal!
Can you synthesize what he just said? Can somebody do that? It's my fault, not yours.
No. Big time NFC South implications regarding the Falcons.
Okay,
that's all I got.
Okay,
yeah.
These playoff scenarios suck. Let them play.
Yeah.
Just let them play. We'll sort it out afterwards.
Otherwise, what a lump of coal.
complete lump of coal.
Hey, I like that. It's a little fucking festive from him.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I didn't ask you guys, how was your Christmas other than Nate's titty bar search? How was your Christmas?
It was good.
Yeah?
Thank you. Yeah. We didn't go to the titty bar, you know. Yeah.
Guys, that was Christmas Eve, guys.
Yeah.
Wait, that's the worst time to go. Christmas Day is like, yeah, you go to a titty bar Christmas Day. That's kind of what people do, I figure.
Yeah, by noon,
bada bing,
it's
bada
over.
boom.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, by noon, Christmas is toast.
Yeah, and the people are degenerates again.
Trying to
I
find
feel like
Netflix.
there's a Christmas Eve to Christmas morning. It's kind of like. Anyway, did you get anything good?
Oh.
Okay, Reed, did you get anything good?
I did. I got a cool, actually, you'd like this, a Hank Williams OG poster.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah, it's
That's
sick.
awesome.
Nice.
So we're going to frame it.
That's
put it up.
awesome.
Yep.
That's sick.
This is super cool.
Okay.
What'd you get? How was your Christmas?
It was cool. I got some
Stoplight.
vests.
Oh, vest.
cool.
Yeah, I got a couple vests.
Stoplight.
I got a stoplight.
Yeah. No, what I was really excited.
I got some boots.
Excited about my daughter's grandmother, my girl's mom, got her a gymnastics bar.
Yeah.
And she loves it. She loves it, and it's kind of scary. One of her favorite things to do right now is to grab it, do a little pull-up, and just let go.
No.
And just laugh and smile. And I was just like, now we have to find like the right padding and
kind of
stuff
hate
to put
injury
under.
gifts though.
To put under.
You know, the people like your in-laws or somebody will send like a I don't know, like a rope swing or something. I'm just, and you're like, well,
Here's the fun thing. Now you have to
now you're gonna,
proof it.
yeah, exactly.
It's like, hey, Daniel Jones, we got you Evan Neal for Christmas.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's good.
Final game. Packers at Vikings, NFC North.
That toy gets passed down to another quarterback at some point. Packers, Vikings.
Packers,
Speaking of
Vikings.
Daniel Jones,
Speaking of Daniel
Ooh.
Jones, I think that why do I feel like this game comes down to Green Bay's front? I really think it does. Like that's the one place with Minnesota where I'm kind of like, hey, not just in the passing game, but in the run game and some of these longer developing play action situations where you get a lot of these explosives and you can work zones and they just get bigger and expand and, you know, deep shots, the whole thing. It's the front. And, you know, we've seen some leakage for Minnesota up front. And I think guys like Kenny Clark and Devontae Wyatt and all those guys, Rashawn Gary, who's kind of come on late this year, the whole gang, they can wreck this game. I'm not saying I don't respect Minnesota. I respect the hell out of Minnesota. I respect, you know, the Packers. 2 weeks ago, I was questioning the Packers because they hadn't really, in my opinion, passed many of the big tests. I think this team's ready to pass some tests. I do. I'm not making this call off of anything that's happened in the past. This is more like what I think is going to happen in the future. I think they're going to be ready for this game. Way more ready than they were the first time they played.
28-7 at half.
28-7 and a half.
comeback.
Of that game.
Yeah, and they came back and made it a game.
31-20.
They needed like a muff punt and that sort of thing. So I'm not going to give them credit for garbage time making it close. But what I am going to say is Jordan Love's a different quarterback right now than he was the minute he got back from that injury. He was making bad decisions, the whole thing. This team's going to be a lot more ready to play. I think they're hunting that big signature win. Beating the Saints, as fun as it is to watch Josh Jacobs stiff arm everybody and Jordan sling the ball in the cold and defense look dominant, it's the Saints. It's time to beat somebody good. And I think this weekend is a great opportunity for them. For Minnesota, you're playing for everything. You know, you've got an opportunity now to have home field advantage. And if you think about the way home field advantage would affect any number of teams, I think Minnesota's up there towards the top because of the way that they make you communicate on the defensive side of the ball. When they're mugged up and they could be in Tampa 2 or the whole house could be coming, you just don't know. There's guys coming from everywhere, and the communication up front is really key. So if you're playing in Minnesota, that makes them a lot tougher to deal with. You know, and so I also think on the other side of the football, their offensive line's not great. You know, the two tackles were really good to start the season off. They lose one of them. Cam Robinson's been a good stopgap, but he's not perfect. The guys inside can get beat. And so, you know, like conversely on that side of the ball, you want to be at home too to avoid having to put his damn head between his legs every time because 70,000 people at the link are fucking screaming at Sam Darnold.
Well, and also for Sam Darnold, he stays inside. He doesn't have to go outside and throw the ball.
Yeah, no
You know,
question.
exactly.
No question. And you know, I don't want to say he can't. I mean, the biggest moment of his season so far, in my opinion, was last week. He's had a lot of big ones, but he did that out in the elements in Seattle. You know, I got to be more careful slapping the cold weather thing on people.
I wasn't saying like.
I'm not saying I just want people to know that I'm not
100%.
saying it.
Yeah.
It's
But
just the
like
hungover
for
guy.
any quarterback, it's
No
throughout
question.
playoff season.
No question. I'm just making my stance clear because sometimes I'll hear through a game of telephone, I heard you said Sam Darnold can't play outside. I didn't say that at all. Now, I do think it does help them a lot to be at home, and that's the point, you know, and so their run game is strong. It's consistent, but it's not like a game changer kind of run game where you're playing Baltimore or you're playing Green Bay for that matter. And it's better to be at home. They're just a team to me that could use home field advantage. Every team could. They are playing for a lot this week, and the Packers injuries are piling up. We got this big thick injury report this morning. Somebody get to the Packers for me because it was getting ugly. I turned right to it.
Yeah.
Fuck, Andre Dillard's questionable.
Matt LaFleur said Jair.
Kidding.
He was asked if he has a better chance of playing this week. He said probably not. And then Elkton Jenkins, one of the great offensive linemen for the Packers, he popped up on the injury report with a knee on Thursday. And then Quay Walker, Evan Williams.
Evan Williams is a
Christian
big
Watson.
one. Yeah, they're going to have to score a little bit, right? You know, you talk about Jair being down, and you talk about, you know, Quay Walker, who's not great in coverage, but, you know, he's a starting backup for them all the same. Evan Williams has been kind of a revelation for them, you know, as a young player. Him not being up would be a big deal as well. So this is a game where you figure the run game for Green Bay is going to be key, right? You want to go on the road and run the football. Take the air out of a stadium. The way you can do that is run the football. And they're going to be aggressive early, I would imagine. You know, like this is the type of game where you take the ball, you try to go down and score. If I'm Green Bay, I know usually I just kind of rambling about playing on the road here, but like if I was a coach and I was playing on the road and I didn't have a lot of confidence in my offense, I definitely don't want the ball backed up on the goal line first on the road. Like I am deferring all day on the road. But if I'm Green Bay in this game, I want the ball and I want to go take control of this game. I want to score and I want to be playing with a lead.
We want the ball and we're going to score.
Shout out to Hasselbeck.
Hey, 2 offenses since week 9 that ranked top 5 both in EPA per rush and explosive pass rate. It's the Ravens and it's the Packers. I'm excited to see if these guys can pass this test.
Yeah, Packers, man, they got all the looks of a fucking. Hey, I know Minnesota fans. We kind of made this thing about the Packers. The Packers just from a standpoint of they need this game. Like they need it for their confidence too going into the playoffs. Like I know Minnesota really needs this game, and you guys are an awesome team. I know elsewhere people are doubting you. We're not doubting the Vikings. I think the Vikings are one of the best couple teams in the league, but I think the Packers are right there too. And for whatever reason, in the big games this year, they haven't come out on top. This is when I want to see them play their best.
Mike LaFleur is 23-9 against the spread, and 18-14 outright as an underdog.
Probably Matt LaFleur.
Yep, thank you.
Yep, you got it. You're hungover.
Dude, it's all good, man. You got a lot of blood alcohol in your blood.
Yeah.
Yep.
Blood alcohol in your blood.
One final question.
Yeah.
So this has been rumored, hasn't happened yet. Obviously, the Dolphins are still in the playoff contention. But Calais Campbell, if they were to release him, where would you want to see him show up? What roster do you want him?
Why are we talking about that? No, I'm not saying fuck you for asking the question. But where does this come from? Where did this topic come from? Like, are they talking about releasing him in Miami?
I think there was some talk, and they just did it with Shaq Barrett. Shaq Barrett was on the reserve retired list.
Well, that makes sense. He hadn't even been on the team. But like to me, if you're Miami, you still got a chance to get in the fucking playoffs.
Exactly.
Like
your answer is Miami.
No, my answer is like if you're doing this stuff, do it behind closed doors, Miami. Like, how does this leak? I mean, I without knowing how the information got out there that this has been discussed. Calais Campbell to pull up the damn playoff roster here. Calais Campbell as an interior rusher. I mean, Detroit kind of has guys inside.
The Ravens.
I mean, Minnesota. I'd be interested to see what Minnesota could do with him. The Bills could certainly use him. The Bills could certainly use him.
Yeah, they could.
The way they could move him around, the Bills could use him. Yeah, I like the Bills. I do. It makes a lot of sense to me. Some of these other places it might be a little redundant with Detroit. Baltimore, they've got a good front. You don't want to disrupt the flow of that thing.
Houston.
Stopping the run. Houston, you don't want to go to Houston. There's the player side of this, right? You want to go to Houston for a week or two? Oh, seriously. The Buffalo Bills, they could really use a guy like him. Yeah, everybody could use a guy like him, a 6'9", 40-year-old guy who's still playing really well.
It's wild that he's still.
Isn't it?
Oh.
In the chat, where does the chat think? I know the chat's probably popping off with opinions.
We need to do an MRP.
We do.
Can I say one more thing?
Please.
Somebody said Matt Roth brought up Malik Willis in the chat. Did anybody see Malik Willis throw the fucking ball to Jayden Reed late in that Monday night game? This one lasted. No, nobody was watching. Okay, but that fucking Malik Willis. When we talk about next year's quarterbacks and other teams, I don't know if we're talking about Malik Willis enough.
No.
I mean, I know LaFleur is that dude, and he's going to get a lot out of guys, but...
And isn't it wild after that trade happened that, for us to say afterwards that Malik Willis is far and away the best quarterback of the three, Levis and Rudolph as well? Like numbers-wise, like how...
Well, he's
how
had the best games.
Bit by far.
He's had the best. I don't think they've had a game like he's had. I mean, listen, Green Bay should be respected now as one of these quarterback rehab facilities.
Oh, for sure.
Seriously,
He's
and
under.
If he goes somewhere, he's
So
under
he's
contract.
under
for,
contract with them for 2025. Then he's an unrestricted free agent after his rookie deal. So
do you know what kind of? I think he's a little north of. I think he's still in the stage of his career where we can't decide that he's a backup yet.
right.
And in that stage, like there are people that will try to make moves and plays for these guys. And you have to decide, like, I understand the luxury of having a great backup, but if somebody wants to send you something real juicy for him.
What if the 49ers were like, we're good, Brock, you go find your money elsewhere. We'll drop a insert round pick, for Malik, get a year, and then they can sign, would you like?
You like it?
No. I
But
hate
then
it.
then with your everything you got to pay, you don't have to none of that money shelled out to Brock.
Right. I have seen a little bit of Malik Willis, though.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
You don't like what you've seen.
No.
Oh, I think he's got a lot of talent. He's got a lot of talent. And I think the development that we saw, the word was when he got to the Packers, he was so raw they couldn't believe it. Like how, I don't know, like depreciated that asset was, to put it in terms that, are pretty shallow. But that's what we're talking about. This guy gets to Green Bay and they were like, wow. Like if you coach this guy a little bit, holy shit.
And
then he comes out and looks the way he's looked. Have you talking about his tape this year or as a whole?
A Tennessee Titan.
I just don't I don't throw that tape out. That's the floor, right? But I with quarterbacks I do look at like they don't unlearn things that they learn. You can't unlearn the good stuff that you learn. Just like it's hard to unlearn some of the bad habits that a quarterback who plays under siege might learn. This is one of the reasons that Bryce Young, thank God in today's NFL that, you would bench a guy, even though like I didn't agree with how they did it, like at that moment. Thank God that you do have shorter attention span for young quarterbacks, because like back in the day, he would have played for 4 years in that circumstance and just gotten shell-shocked and he wouldn't have had a future. Now you kind of feel like, okay, there was only 1 year of chaos. He can kind of unlearn that. You can't unlearn a year with Matt LaFleur. You can't unlearn a year with Kyle Shanahan. You can't unlearn a year with Sean McVay. This stuff sticks with guys. And I got to believe somebody's going to be like, hey, that kid's really fucking talented. Have you seen him throw a football?
And LaFleur, Shanahan, same tree. So
I'm talking America into Malik Willis again. Seriously, old habits die hard. Remember we used to call him future Hall of Famer, Liberty Flames, Malik Willis, future #1 pick. He's got a shot, dude. I just hear things, dude. That what I heard was he was really raw. And that to me is like a sign that like, okay, we're starting now. And look what he looked like this year. I don't know. I'll take the silence as just a hard disagree.
From the floor to La Floor.
Yeah.
And now apparently San Francisco.
Nice.
Yeah,
I
thanks.
like that.
Pretty good, huh?
Pert.
What are we talking about now? I tuned out.
We need to assign an MRP for the people.
Oh, okay. For
Pick
this
a
game.
Pick a game.
Oh, pick a game. Let me pick a game.
Pick a
MRP.
game.
We
Any
haven't done
game.
this in a while.
Pick any game you
We
like.
haven't done this in a week.
Look at the slate.
MRP, most random
We
player.
did
which
Bucks Cowboys last week.
You guys will
Dolphins,
submit your-
Texans the week before.
What about
Rams,
Chargers
Bills.
Pats?
have we done a lot of Chargers Pats?
I don't
We've
think so
done
at all.
Okay, let's
one
do
Chargers. We have not done a Pats, I believe.
Let's do Chargers Pats. Get some Pats players in there.
Yeah,
Chargers Pats.
Go buy Coastal
Yeah,
for
that's
this
good.
one.
Yeah. Let's see. Fucking Lawrence Guy. He's not there anymore. Everybody remembers Lawrence Guy.
Danny Aiken.
Danny Aiken. How about
Danny.
Jabal Sheard? We should start naming teammates from 2016, even though Lawrence Guy wasn't on the team.
Lawyer Malloy. That's too much, right?
Lawyer Malloy's a little good.
A little tasty.
Zolak, Scott Zolak. Right?
Absolutely.
Scott Zolak's got to be in the competition. So, hey, I know we've been naming Patriots. We just did this with the Chargers. So, send in your submissions, and on Monday we will pick somebody to get new merch. By the way, Ken Flagel texted me this weekend.
Nice.
The guy who's not famously, but he's tattooed on my rib cage, linebacker coach from the Eagles. And he had a picture with his nephew who's wearing a green light hoodie.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, Flagian family.
Nice.
Yeah, shout out to
You
the.
send him back a picture of the.
No, I send him that like once a year.
That's
He asked me if he's still there, and I usually just send him a picture, a grainy picture in bed. Usually first thing in the morning, like fuck, please. He's still there.
Doesn't Scott? I'm just looking at this picture. Doesn't Scott Zolak that's a good look? That's a cool guy.
Yeah.
Cool guy right there.
How about the quote under the picture? Our situation is dire. He kind of looks like God, who's the pretty funny guy with the sunglasses in that picture? God damn, I'm forgetting the guy's name.
Far left,
Actor?
he looks like.
No, far right.
Far left, he looks like Aiden O'Connell's great uncle of Kevin O'Connell.
I'm talking about. He looks like when he's got the sunglasses on, the damn funny ass comedian Tim Dillon.
Tim Dillon. Yeah.
He looks like Tim Dillon right there.
It
Yeah.
does look like Tim Dillon.
So MRP Chargers Patriots. We'll put out the tweet. Make sure you respond under the tweet with your most random Charger or Patriot.
Chargers Patriots. That feels like a game where coaching is going to really matter.
Yeah.
And I feel like Harbaugh. No offense to Gerard Mayo, who I think can be the guy. I think I just trust Harbaugh in this spot.
And the winning they're in for the Chargers. I think
Which
Harbaugh's
which
like
again,
stop
fucking
fucking
feels like
around.
the kiss of death.
Yeah, really.
Needing to play for something right now.
Yeah.
If I was a coach, I would come in and lie to my players and tell them that they were eliminated before the game. Just go out there and have fun. Is there anything else on the list for us?
Last thing is we just got to give a little love to BetMGM.
Oh, good. And I got a grievance or two. We can end with Festivus. Some
More
grievances.
More grievances.
More
Oh,
grievances.
man.
We got a little love to BetMGM. As we get ready for Week 17 in the NFL this weekend, I want you to picture this. You bet your favorite player his first touchdown score, but he throws a block to send a teammate into the end zone and you lost your bet, right?
Wrong.
Or you did one of these for the damn Seattle-Chicago game. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second. Bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. Keep that in mind next time you throw in a first touchdown score bet with BetMGM. Happy hunting. Now, I don't want to mislead anybody. I'm not saying you're gonna get your stake back in cash if nobody scores a fucking touchdown in the NFL game.
There
like
should be a
last night.
disclaimer about that.
I don't know if that's the case or not. That's nebulous for me. I just read the ads
But I guess
and make the bets.
if there were no first touchdown score, it renders the rest of it null and void.
Cowboy, tough question to ask you on with a hangover.
Yeah.
We'll talk to BetMGM about that.
Yeah, we'll let the people
But
know.
mostly, I don't think you're going to have to see a lot of no touchdown games anymore.
Right.
It's Week 18.
I'm going to say no more.
Hopefully not.
Touchdowns in every game moving forward.
You think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
I guarantee it.
Anybody want to book that? book that bet?
No. What kind of odds you giving somebody?
I don't know.
100 to 1?
My brain kind of feels like Reeves at the moment.
Oh.
Grievances.
Yeah, I got a grievance.
Shoot.
Why does it always have to be a Zoom meeting? Seriously.
You mean you want
Just
to
do
go
a
back to the phone calls?
Fucking phone call. Like, seriously. And I don't mean to step on however you guys do your business week to week. I know you guys have like green light Zoom calls and shit like that. But people seem to be obsessed with these I got to see your face.
You got to make sure you're not taking a shit while we're
Why
talking
are
on
we
the
making
phone.
sure?
I don't know.
I know, but like,
just saying,
but why are people so like? Everybody's too nosy, bro. Nosy. Like, why do you need to see each other? Why can't I be doing something else? Walking around in the yard, like picking up sticks, driving to work,
Getting better ideas while you're picking up sticks for your phone call, rather than looking at your screen.
having to
seeing
look,
how you
the social anxiety of like, damn, bro,
Yeah.
nose is crooked, or damn, are they all looking at me like I'm an idiot?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do. I'm with
Cut
you
it
on that.
out. Cut it out.
I piggybacking off.
I'm not even. This ain't even-
Whoa!
You okay? What happened to you?
Yeah, my voice
I know.
disappeared for a second. Piggybacking off that, if you are on the Zoom call, you have to and everybody else has their camera on. You have to have your camera on.
No.
No, I don't
You
do
don't-
that.
Oh,
No.
agree.
If
No.
there's one person,
Agreed.
it's
No,
like,
I'm the guy.
sorry, I'm not
I'm
turning
the
my camera
guy.
on. No, you have to like
Nope.
Oh
Agreed,
no, I'm the
cowboy.
guy.
Yeah.
I'm the guy.
No.
that doesn't have it on.
Oh, I'll
Yeah,
turn
me
it off.
too.
Like you
Yep.
can turn it off for a sec if you got to walk around and you're
No,
distracted.
but-
no, it's got to be on if everyone else is on.
But why?
Cowboys right.
Because
No, but why is he right?
That's
I
Zoom
don't
etiquette.
think we should have Zoom at all.
But if we do,
if we do,
You're both
everyone's
right.
gotta have their camera on.
yeah, but we do. Nothing good happens when people just comply all the time. Let's just comply to these Zooms. Let's just do what everybody wants to do. If we all operated that way, we'll just have Zoom meetings forever. This is my little protest, bro. Respect the protest, bro.
You there is a dial-in phone number for Zooms, so maybe we can
I've done
send
that
you those
The
for
dial-in.
the rest of your Zooms that you have scheduled.
It's not even that. It's the seeing
Oh,
the motherfuckers
Yeah.
and the motherfuckers seeing me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think with the dial-in, it's like a phone call.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or just how about a call?
Yeah.
Yeah. Make it
How about I'll be in Zoom meetings where there's like two people.
Yeah.
You know, whatever was said between Zach Ertz and Nick Sirianni could have been done on the phone.
Right.
Why was that? That's what made me think of it. Imagine. Now this is all alleged. I haven't really talked to anybody. All right. Although I did text Zach Ertz like, "Damn, you fighting head coaches now?"
What'd he say?
I can't say what he said. But basically, it's one of those things where, like, the last thing I want to do is look at Nick Sirianni, and if I'm Zach Ertz, and vice versa, like, let's just do it on the phone. A text message will do. What's up with all these Zoom calls?
Well, you do bring in somebody in a state of being nude, you know.
What do you mean?
Well, Cat lost his job because he was.
Oh, I know. That's what I mean.
I mean, that adds a little flavor to the whole.
I think
whole
that
thing.
is bad.
I don't know. Stakes get raised a
yeah,
bit.
that's bad. Yeah, that was one of my damn grievances.
Nate, do you have any other grievances?
I do have a grievance. And I want to begin this grievance with love because
It's directed towards me.
Because it's
No.
about to be hate.
no, it's not. No, it's not because this guy has helped me immensely throughout this show. He spends numerous of hours with me prepping this show, and I appreciate him for it. And Kingston knows I love him. But my grievance is going to Kingston
Love the way
poker playing bravado.
Oh,
Oh wow.
I'm excited. We got invited to play in a poker tournament, and I know Matt's the poker guy. And so, like, I've been talking about it just in a way like, oh, it'd be cool to win some hands, to maybe, like, just get lucky in this tournament. And Matt has made it a point to shut that shit down every single time. Like, there's no way you're gonna do well, bro.
She's big brother and you on the poker.
Yes, and it's like I respect it because I know how much time Matt puts into poker. He's played poker.
Yeah, I
He's
do
been in
too.
Tournament, but the reason why for me, it's just
See you guys tomorrow.
the reason why I have a grievance is it's just like you've never seen me play.
Right.
I don't think I'm gonna.
That's hate.
It is a little bit, and it's just like I'm not saying that you're not gonna do well. And I'm like, why can't we both like do well in this?
Yeah, but he's not even here to receive the grievance.
No, I know, and that's why I said we said we were doing grievances.
No,
today.
I know.
And I think the first time when it happened, like I was like saying it playfully, and like he shut it down quick, and like it was funny in the moment, but I was like, damn, Matt, like
This sounds like a Zoom call y'all should have. Honestly, more than a grievance.
no. But I just want Matt to help me because he has played in poker tournaments, and it was a topic of I don't know. Like I know how to play poker, but I'm not familiar with
He Brett Favre you.
the betting style.
He's Brett Favre in you.
I guess so.
Yeah, you're Aaron Rodgers. He's Brett Favre. He's not trying to help you and bring you along.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
But I love Matt. Love you. Hope your trip is going amazing.
Yeah, I got another grievance. Where are you, Matt? I got another grievance. People complaining about Beyonce not being country.
Oh, I love it.
Okay, hold on a second, because I am a big fucking country fan. 80% of new country is not country. Why do you pick Beyonce?
Thank you. Thank you. Man, thank you for saying that.
No, it's fucking,
Thank
it's
you.
common
Thank you.
sense, dude.
Thank you for saying that. I love that. Thank you.
It's common sense. I love country. I hate shit that's not country being posing as country, but at least make it interesting, which she's doing. That 70% of the industry is not doing. What the fuck are we doing? It's like it's out in the open, bro. We're just like, oh, I saw some think piece written on like one of these
it's not country.
The guy Oliver Anthony was like, he was like, I can't take the state of the industry right now. This is Beyonce. It's enough. Not that Jason Aldean rapping wasn't enough and calling it country. What the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
Anyways, that's a grievance. It just reminded me because we had some kids over for the game, Christmas Day. Mm-hmm. One of the kids, who'll go unnamed, during the halftime show, was like watching the TV, super quiet, watching Beyonce. Kid goes, she's really in shape.
How old?
Between 5 and 8.
I like that. That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah, there was a lot of laughter in the room from the adults.
Family friendly, PG-13 version.
It doesn't matter if she's country or not. It's fucking, that's you. Country decided that it doesn't matter. The fucking genre itself decided that it doesn't matter. Please. We're all mad at Beyonce now.
I love it.
Also, I got a grievance. The fucking WNBA Time Magazine thing. Mm-hmm. Come on. We haven't talked about that yet on this show. Everybody's like, oh, avoid the minefield. No, fuck that, dude. That thing got so ridiculous this year. It just makes me not want to watch the WNBA. You got a good product. Let's see how we can fuck it up. Let's divide everybody.
Yeah.
That's a grievance for me in the sports world.
Making you go one?
Yeah, you gotta take your AirPods out when you're talking to another person in person. I know it's a pain in the ass. I know I've said it before.
Just one or both?
Both. I'm sorry.
That's fair.
Sorry. You gotta either put them in your pocket or put them into the case, but you can't. I don't care if it's your buddy or a stranger or barista. Sorry.
Would you say something? All right, truck driver gets out. Truck drivers gets out. They usually have the one earphone and the mic thing going. Would you say that to them?
Yeah, you're not wrong. I don't like that either. I got a friend called Dave. He'll call you for an hour. He'll be ordering his lunch while he's on the phone. Hey, hold on a minute. He'll be getting groceries, talking to the cashier. It's all terrible. Undivided attention in 2025.
No, I agree. As I just look up from my phone.
One more
whole grievance.
One more. My last grievance.
Taste your own medicine.
I'm taking it more to a business. It's specifically to Dunkin' Donuts. French vanilla coffee is literally one of your staples. If an item is one of your staples, you should never, ever, ever not have it available. Like, I don't understand how if I'm going to Dunkin' Donuts and on a Sunday, I can get French vanilla coffee all the way up until Tuesday. But Wednesday, when I go and I ask for French vanilla coffee, they tell me it's out, but we have vanilla bean. I don't want fucking vanilla bean.
Why? What's wrong with vanilla bean?
Bro, it doesn't taste the same.
As French vanilla?
It's a huge difference. And my thing is, it's just like, buy less vanilla bean and get more French vanilla.
Yeah.
Because it's obvious everyone's coming in here and ordering French vanilla coffee. Like that's
You're
just
like
my,
you need to
that's
go.
just my
You need to
grievance.
go John Tapper on them.
And-
Go down to corporate headquarters and just stand on the table and fucking give them a vanilla bean lecture.
And also for the Dunkin' Donuts near me,
Call them all losers.
no, it is unacceptable to be selling breakfast sandwiches and bagels and not have jelly packets and or ketchup packets available. Like, it's unacceptable. That's it. That's my grievance.
We went from Time Magazine to French vanilla.
Nolan, you got any grievances?
I do. I have one big grievance, holiday themed, the proximity of Thanksgiving and Christmas. So we got the two biggest holidays in the calendar, and we got them scheduled a month apart. And for us here in the football media business, NFL machine being what it is, these holidays are work days,
Yeah,
not time off.
that's true.
I've got two wonderful families with who I'm very fortunate to be a part of. They got to thread the needle either
Real one and secret
between
one.
or around games so that I can sit at the table for a meal. I mean, I don't know.
No, I just say
Well,
put
yeah,
the game on.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, you
2025.
can do that, or let's move Thanksgiving to June.
Move Thanksgiving to June. I would actually.
Space them out.
I would actually. But then there's the void, and then there'll be nothing to play for on Thanksgiving, so you won't have the football games. You'll just be depressed, staring outside. It's gonna be gray and 40 degrees.
Well, I'm
counter-
not playing. I'm watching.
Okay.
So-
Yeah. Chief among them. somebody in the damn.
Chief among them.
Yeah, no. Let's think about corporate grievances. Cybertruck sucks.
Yeah.
It just sucks.
I'm not with that. I think it's a cool truck.
I don't like the Cybertruck.
I think it's cool.
Any more grievances, Reed?
I have an
It's a
issue.
marketing piece. It's not a regular car. It's for views.
I know that's
It
why I don't
shouldn't-
like it. You know
Oh.
that about me by now.
But you own a media company. Like
I know,
you
but
should like it.
but
I'm
anybody that
telling
knows
you.
me in the media company
Bro.
knows the hardest thing. You got to really twist my arm to market our own shit.
Yo.
I don't like marketing.
Think about this: buy a used Cybertruck, slap a green light wrap on it,
Drive it off a hill.
and bro, I'll just drive it. I'll drive it around, just getting content, bro. He said, "Oh, it'll survive a hill doing it,
No, it won't.
bro. I'll drive it down O Hill."
No, I saw.
I'll drive it down Old
You know
Hill.
those cartoon Instagram reels that
Yeah.
they predict loss of life with a particular make and model falling down into a deep ravine. Have you ever seen these?
No.
Oh, they're the best videos on the internet.
Okay.
My favorite videos on the internet. They just take like a computer generated car. They get like 10 makes and models, drive them off cliffs, and then shows percentage chance of survival. Tesla truck blew up 0% on
Damn.
fire, dude. Truck's
Now, whistle.
some people in chat
Diesel,
would be like, "You taking that seriously?"
Whistle and Diesel, he's like a content creator, and he did a whole series where he bought a Tesla truck, brand new, just to test it and wreck it, versus like a Ford 150, like an old one, and they did all the same stuff, and there were some flaws in
In the Tesla.
the Tesla,
Yes.
a little bit, but that bitch goes 0 to 60 real fast.
Yeah.
Like as a truck, which is pretty cool. And it could go. And it could
Here's what I
go
fucking-
somewhat in water. which I think-
Chick-fil-A. We get it. You believe in God. Open your shit on Sunday, dude.
yeah.
Open it on Sunday.
I agree.
Seriously, you want people to come to the church.
Or if
It
you
should
want
be an after church
look,
thing.
or if you
Packed
blur
with that
if you
fucking
blur the
place.
lines,
After Sunday,
look-
church gets out.
if they want to blur the lines, like make some type of drive-up vending machine that just sells the sandwiches and the nuggets on Sundays.
Dude, I
it's
told
like
you,
you're
you
not open, but you can come get it.
You can give me like
get
Ephesians
it.
17, and I'll take it with me. I promise.
Or that's even better, like you said. Or just put Bible verses on all the packages when
Fine.
you sell on Sunday.
That's fine. People will
on the
complain.
box, just shove it in
Some
everyone's
people will
face.
complain
On the
about it.
bag,
I
the
won't at
box,
all.
The condiments, everything. Just have a Bible verse or something like that.
Whatever you want. Just give me my fucking chicken.
Why is it that on Sundays when you ride by a Chick-fil-A, you're always like, you know,
You know how many
what?
times
I would eat a Chick-fil-A.
You know how many times I DoorDash? I started the process of DoorDash.
And then it's like available
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah. So that's a grievance.
We need to see more John 3:16 signs in the stands. Grew
Yeah.
up with those in like every single stadium. Now you don't see it. You can go weeks without seeing a John 3:16.
More Stone
Sign
Cold. We need more Stone
behind a
Cold
goalpost.
Steve.
I agree.
Austin.
Cleveland Browns. I heard a rumor that you might allow Deshaun to stay on and compete for the quarterback job in 2025. Don't do that.
Grievance.
Grievance. Stamp. Seen enough.
Does that have anything to do with like money? Like is there like a time they can or cannot cut
They
him
can't.
where
It's hard. Yeah.
it doesn't matter? He's
Man,
he's
They married this guy.
so as an owner, it's just like is at the point you don't want to get your money's worth. It's just be gone.
I don't know how much dead money they would owe if they got rid of him next year. At some point, I looked at it. I don't remember. It's a lot. It's prohibitive.
I'm pretty sure it would break the record that Russ set.
Which
If I
honestly,
remember right.
If you cut him
going well
before-
for the Broncos.
Just before 2025, you're looking at $172 million.
Just 172.
So like, even if you're not gonna play him, like, don't you like business wise have to kind of say that? Like to keep things like
I think there should be a
he is trying to like pull something and be like they're holding me back or they're not treating me fairly, whatever that is.
Here's what I think. I think if the fans want him gone bad enough, there should be a $20 million buyout that can be fan funded in any season. If a fan wants to render a team or a player obsolete, we don't want him on the franchise anymore. You can raise a certain amount of money, and if the fans raise a certain amount of money, that means the city wants him gone. And
That's a good idea. That'd be sick.
You know what's
going through
crazy?
the contract.
do you like that idea?
Like yeah.
That's what-
like,
Talk through the plausibility of it.
Isn't this about the? I feel like what you're talking about is like about to happen in 2 years in college football.
Yeah, but the problem is it wouldn't take
Like-
it wouldn't take much. You'd have to make it higher, I think. I'm imagining like a bunch of Cleveland construction workers putting in their money and like raising 20 million. It's some one guy is going to be like, yeah, I like the Browns and I got a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to buy out Deshaun Watson.
NIL.
Cleveland population is 400,000 people.
Yeah, but LeBron, he's a Cowboys fan, but you know
Cleveland.
he might want to help the land, bro. Think about that. Yeah, that's it. The other grievance is it's just so much football. It's hard to watch it all during Christmas, as we've talked about. And so show like this, kind of a shit show. Appreciate you hanging with us.
Thank you.
There's not really – oh, you got another grievance?
One more grievance. This is my last one.
Do it.
This is my last one.
So I got to go decide which
and I
locks
think
to give out.
everyone will agree with me is Reed saying sorry when he doesn't need to.
Oh,
It's been on the grievances.
holy shit.
Sometimes he'll start. I feel like it's like a twitch for you. Like you say it and like you don't even realize you're saying it, or you say it in situations when you really don't need to. It is just like, why is he saying sorry about this?
I don't mean anything by it other than I am genuinely
I'm sorry.
I'm
apologetic.
sorry. I don't-
Whatever situation.
I've
or
just
whatever.
accepted that he's never going to not say sorry, and it's okay.
yeah.
Anyways, so I think, but suffice to say, guys, I appreciate y'all hanging in there today, and thank you for joining us for all our streams. Hey, I had an idea because I am so bad, like so many of you, getting Christmas presents for people on time. Like it's just like there should be New Year's presents. That should be a thing where like a week later you might just get a present from somebody. Be like, hey, New Year's, it's like a mulligan for the person that just couldn't get the shopping done in time. Do you kind of like that?
Oh, that's such a good idea.
You know what I'm saying? Like give
And
people a mulligan.
You can use the gift cards you got during Christmas. Also,
You can
deals, re-gift. There's
Because
gonna
I
be
don't need
deals
anything.
coming out.
Yeah, and I love my vests. But if I didn't, I would just re-gift them.
Right. And like, oh, I got my jacket from 3 years ago. I just got a new jacket. Old jacket's going somewhere.
I love vest, just in case.
You get a new Patagonia sweater for this year's Christmas.
I did. I got myself one.
You can give
Alright,
your old
sweet.
one to somebody else.
Yeah,
is what he's
you're
saying.
like, I'm good on that. You can take it down to whatever Rethreads place, sell it for $50.
Yep.
$50.
Yeah.
I wear this. I've worn this every day for 6 years.
This is an example.
But what
He really
Patagonia-
has.
But those are worth money. You can probably get $50.
Patagucci, $50.
You probably bought it for 125.
Probably so.
So why is $50 kind of like
No,
crazy? You think that's too much?
correct. That's what I'm saying.
No, you would be surprised what people buy.
Wow.
What
Let's sell Macon's sweatshirt that
Yeah,
he's
if
worn
anybody
every
wants
day.
Hey,
Thanks for the birthday
yeah,
love. I
thank you,
appreciate
thank you
all.
for sticking it out here today. It was like fucking. This is a flu game for real.
Yeah.
Reed. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
your Matrix year.
Are you gonna go back and go to bed after this?
Yeah, we're going to get Steve Dunn.
Sean
Yeah.
Mary.
It's just bedtime. That show just runs itself. Thank you, chat. We will see you on Monday. And have a great weekend. Check us out on the Gambling Show, which is going to be out tomorrow. Usually about what time, Reed?
9 a.m.
9 a.m. So you can get, hey, whole groups above 500. Macon was 4-1 last week.
Thank you.
What's our record as a group? Just
Record as
to
a group.
Plug
Record
this
as a
real
group.
quick.
Record as a group is 50.
Just do
90.
the games over 500.
Yeah, games over 500. So
21 plus 10 is 31 plus 6 is 37 games above 500.
37 games above 500. This little crew, Chris, Steve, Macon. So we'll be giving you some
Pretty
more
good,
tomorrow
fellas.
morning. Check us out. All right, hey, y'all take care.
Peace.
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, all that shit. Happy birthday, Reed.